All right, I think it's live. I think it's live. It's insane. All I had to do to get this thing to quit giving me error messages was pull up like maybe 40 feet. Standby News, can you hear me? Tap in the mic. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. We'll let people get in here for a couple minutes. I know we're kind of parked at a wonky angle. I had to do something though to get the stream to go, so. Okay, you hear me? Good. Okay, I'll let people get in here for a couple minutes. Turn that off because I don't want that going off by accident. All right. It rained, man, it rained. Wasn't expecting the rain, but it rained. It only rained a little bit though. It pounded and then it quit. Like it was a real quick rain. Oh man. Okay, there's no one coming. I'm going right anyway. Just letting people get in here for a minute, and I'll talk to you guys in a second. Fire rescue. I wonder if they're going to wherever that ambulance went. Just before I started the stream, there's an ambulance going down Ridge Road, of course. Yeah, I know. I didn't pick up my speed for you. I'm sorry. I think this person's mildly mad because I was in the left lane and I didn't pick up speed enough for them. Not fast enough, anyway. Well, what can you do? Gonna get over to a little more lit spot here. There we go. It's a little bit better. Oh man, though, so much. Can't read chat either because I have the phone in the passenger seat. So you guys are getting the passenger seat view. It's like you guys are in the passenger seat, quite literally. The pitfall with that is I don't have another screen, so I can't exactly view chat if I wanted to. And I'm not saying I would anyway, because that's not necessarily a safe thing to do while you're driving. I guess it's better than texting while driving, but that doesn't necessarily make it a safe thing to do. Because at the end of the day, you're still distracted. It'd be helpful to have a voice thing that talks to the chat, but I think there is something that does that, but I haven't really gotten around to doing much to set it up. So yeah, that's where we're at, which means I gotta occasionally just stop and read chats and do the best I can. We'll come in here and kind of park backwards for a minute. Guess their drive-thru's open. Interesting. Didn't realize it's open this late. Don't worry, we're not parking in a wheelchair. We're backing up into another spot behind us. I don't do that crap. I know there's people that do. I realize that you probably could do it. I want to go for it and go back. I realize there's cases where you probably could technically do it and get away with it, but no, I'm not that kind of person. That's rude, especially to people who just are actually disabled. They need to be as close to the door as possible. All right. Anyway, that's besides the point. We'll sit here for a minute and I'll read chat. I know the door's open. There we go. How's everyone doing tonight? Turn you guys around this way and way. Yeah, that's a little bit of a wonky angle. cooking and watching you. I think it's all right. I mean, sure, I guess I could mount that there, but I don't know. This will work. There's 6 of you guys in here and not chatting. That's okay though. That's okay. You're watching the stream and enjoying. That's more than enough to make me happy. As long as you guys are at least enjoying the stream and finding some value in it. Yeah. So if you guys saw my last community post, or I also posted this on Instagram or Facebook, both I posted on all 3. I probably should have done an email and Patreon post and all of that, but man. Y'all gotta understand, I had a really bad night's sleep, so I didn't have any. I had sleep, but it wasn't nowhere near enough to be functional. And when I woke up, it was to the sound of a hard decision having to be made. Not one that I'd ever look forward to, but sucks. But that was last Friday. Yeah, cheers. I appreciate it, my guy. I appreciate it. But yeah, well, so that was last Friday when stuff was happening. Woke up early. It was like, I think it must have been 7 or 8. And it is pretty much coming down to a hard decision that none of us wanted to make. So for those of you that don't know, so I think at least some of you guys do know, because occasionally I have done live streams at my home, and of course at my home there's dogs, and well, you can't control them barking. So I'm sure some of you guys knew that I had dogs and stuff like that. I don't know. I think this will work all right though. I appreciate it, my guy. I'm gonna turn you guys back. There we go. Try and get you guys level. There we go. So we'll drive again, so that way we're not sitting. Are my lights on? Yeah, they are. Okay. It's just really light here. I can't see them, that they're on, but they are. But where to start? So, geez, there's a lot here, and I don't want to overwhelm you guys with info, and there's definitely a certain amount that I should probably just deem as straight up personal shit that doesn't need to be out there. I'll tell you what though. Bottom line is that throughout my life, we've had a lot of dogs in my home. More recently, there used to be 4. We used to have 4 dogs at a certain point, but I mean, as time has gone on, they've all faced health issues. Whether it's parts of their body rotting off or other crap like that. And you know, when it gets to I don't know how much I can say because of YouTube terms of service. So it gets to a certain point and you have a hard decision to make, and it sucks when it gets to that point. If it gets to that point, sometimes they'll pass away on natural, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing in a way, because don't gotta go through the drama of doing a hard decision. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and that's kind of what has happened in this case. The dog that we had to take care of last Friday, wink wink, was having a lot of health issues. And it finally got to a point where it was just out of control, and there's nothing the doctor could do. There's literally nothing. Just because of old age, the chances of survival of surgery are slim to none. And just checking either way. It's dark, so I can't see as well. I want to make sure there's no cars coming. You know, there's nothing that the vets could do. Because they're so old, right? So the dog was really old, couldn't have surgery, and you know, if it did, the chances are it would end up not surviving it. So, like, the issues that were there, and that's how it was. I mean, I wish there was more that could have been done, but I mean, once it gets to a certain point, there's just not much you can do, and it sucks. It sucks. Let's get back on Lincoln Way though, where it's a little bit more lit and a little less boring for the video. Friday was not a fun day though. It wasn't at all. I was exhausted from 2 days and not having a lot of sleep, anywhere near amount that I need to function properly. And I mean, just it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. I think you guys have figured out by now that things on the channel are changing. It's not even a matter of my choice. I wish I could change it because it's my choice, but it's not really my choice. To some degree it is. I can change it to, I can shift to whatever I really want if I really want to, right? Funny thoughts going through my head for a minute there, but you know, things in my life have changed over the last few months that have made it basically impossible for me to leave town anymore. I've kind of talked a tiny bit about this on my Instagram story, and I think I might have mentioned some tidbits here and there in live chats and stuff in the past, but I haven't really like done an update video. Like I haven't done a proper update video talking about this stuff, about where things are at and all that. So I probably should have months ago when I already knew that it was going to be at this point where I can't, but I don't know, maybe I shouldn't because things can change. But I don't know. Debatable topic about whether I should have mentioned something about it sooner. I don't know if it was right to wait this long to even talk to you guys about it or not, but it is. So I mean, the bottom line is that things have changed in a way that I basically no longer can leave Cheyenne. I can technically go outside of Cheyenne city limits, and we'll do that in this live stream. Heck it. Like, this is totally unscripted. I'm not going on a script or anything. This is just off of my head. So I apologize if I ramble a little bit. And obviously I'm driving too, so I'm trying to focus on several things at once. But yeah, things have changed though in a way that I basically can no longer go like significantly beyond Cheyenne, right? I can't go, I could technically go Colorado border because I did one night with Standby News. But I mean, when we start talking places that are farther than that, like if we're going to go to Fort Collins, yeah, that's not happening for a while. And I don't want to say one way or the other because it would be wrong to say one way or the other about when it would happen. I don't know when I'll be able to. It's possible that some things could work out so that before a time comes I could possibly do something. But and this person's gonna pass me. But it would require, for me to do that, it would require a very specific set of circumstances to work out in a certain way. And it's hard to say when that time would come. If it would be, when it would come. Even that, like, trying to think of the words to say, because I am not going off a script here, so I kind of have to think of this a little bit. Like I wasn't even thinking about it before I did it. I just wanted to go ahead and come on and do this. So kind of try and get my mind off things, but also to let you guys know where things are at. Oops, we're gonna hit it yellow. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna be able to go for Collins. I'm definitely not gonna be able to go to Nebraska. I could maybe make it out to, what's that little town out east of Cheyenne? I'm biting my tongue on it because I can't remember it. It's the one where the TA Travel Center is. There's a Burger King, I think there's a Burger King, there is a Taco Bell, and there's also a little Buffet. I don't remember what they call it there, but the town where that is in that vicinity was probably about the farthest I could maybe somehow manage to go. I actually went there on a bike ride last summer. I know that might sound random and insane, but I did kind of shared a little bit of the ride on my Instagram story when I was doing it. That was a fun day. That was a fun day. I got all the way there to that TA Travel Center, all the way back into Cheyenne. I got to around Camp Stool area, and at that point, and we're gonna have to hit yellow again where you can slow down. I probably could have ridden home if I wanted to, but it was, it's kind of close. So, yeah. I was going 35 and the limit here is 40, and I'm sure the stoplight is set to only be yellow, hit the yellow for people going 40, maybe 45 miles an hour. Usually this traffic lights always are set that way because people are speeding on these American roads, but that's besides the point. The topic for another day, and Road Guy Rob has a way better video on that. Way better video on how the traffic lights work with turning yellow. There's like that indecision zone. It's terrible, and that's kind of what I just hit there. But anyway, I lost where I was. And I'll talk to chat here in a few minutes. I want to get somewhere before I look at chat. All the lights here are off. All the overhead street lights here are off. What's the deal with that? Like 5 of them in a row or something like that. Alright, it's 30. At some point here I gotta pull off because I don't want to go all the way through the construction. And by the way, right now we're in Laramie County, not technically in Cheyenne city limits, but I mean the addresses would still be attributed to Cheyenne if you're gonna write them out or whatever. So yeah, just to make my point. But I don't know if you're technically supposed to go to the right here to get turn right, or if you're supposed to stay here and then turn right. It's not clear. There's no sign. Like you saw that on the left, probably. There's a sign that has arrows pointing on either side of the barrel. So that way it's like, okay, go to the left for left, or you stay here, you go straight. But what about go right? Can you do what the other guy behind me did and go before the barrel, or do you go after the barrel? It's unclear to me. They didn't do that one little detail as well as I think they could have, but that's okay. Can't be perfect, and it's just temporary construction, so that's okay. Yeah, a certain person knows why I just laughed. Probably. Why else would I laugh on this road? But that's besides the point. That is a fun day though, going out there to that TA Travel Center, because I ended up taking some photos and grabbed a drink. I probably should have gotten like 2 drinks, but I didn't have enough. I didn't even have cup holder space really back then. I only had the wire cup holder thing, which kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. And of course, I had my bag with me, and I had water bottles with me, so I guess I could have filled them, but oh well. I don't know if I'd be able to do that again, honestly. These days it seemed, I guess these days I'm just not in shape as much, just because I haven't ridden as much. Maybe towards the end of the summer something would be possible, but yeah, oopsie daisy. All right, now we can jump up to 40. Wyoming 212, this is College Drive, West College Drive, headed westbound. Triumph on the right. And there's the 50. So I guess I'll backtrack a little bit, go back to where I was talking about changing content a little bit. So I do still want to keep this main channel retail focused, or at least definitely urban focused, and maybe even retail. I think there's definitely still things to cover. There's obviously stores here in Cheyenne. I haven't filmed it all, or at least if I have, I filmed it like for Instagram story. It wasn't like for a proper video or anything like that. There's, I guess, Doghouse is actually coming back, believe it or not. I kid you not, Doghouse is getting taken over by Doghouse. I wonder if it's the same thing as what happened with Taco Bell in Broomfield. There's an abandoned Taco Bell in Broomfield. I filmed a while back, put it on my channel, and surprise, surprise, like I don't know how long it was at least a month or two, maybe more. The Taco Bell reopened. They put new signage up, cleaned everything up, and made it look all nice again. And I wonder if a new franchisee bought the location, because it seems like that's exactly what's happened with Doghouse here in Cheyenne. So Doghouse closed, and seemingly permanently, but then corporate came out and said that they were wanting to, I'm actually only doing 40 here, but no one's around behind me, so not the end of the world. But Doghouse corporate actually came out and said that they were, they wanted to make the Cheyenne closure, the closure of the Cheyenne store, temporary. And I didn't think it was going to happen. Honestly, like, part of me didn't think it was going to happen just because of the way Church's went. Church's Chicken was owned by the same franchisee here in Cheyenne. And after the franchisee closed the location, nothing ever came of that location. It's been sitting vacant. There is talk of it possibly being replaced, but nothing ever actually came. And it's still sitting vacant to this day. Man, I hate those LED lights. I really do. They are so bright. They make it blinding to the point where you can't see in front of you. But, anyway. I mean, a new franchisee, I guess, came forward because they were working on it today. And when I asked them, they said they're going to be opening in June. So that's kind of crazy to think. And it looks like they got the stoplight back up, Standby News. On the Extra channel, on Optopolis Extra, I did my own video, and Standby News did a video too. There's a stoplight over here on the left side of the road that got knocked down, we think, by a semi-truck, and right now it's back to standing. I guess everything was okay because the light was working like normal. So, like, all the wires were intact, so I guess they probably were able to just stick it back up, which is good, but yeah. That was a fun night too. That was actually a cool thing to capture in a way, because here in Cheyenne, you never see that. It happens throughout the U.S. from time to time. You see it all, across the board, but here in Cheyenne, you almost never see a light get knocked down. Never, ever. That's a rarity of any stoplight, let alone a bigger one, which that, as far as I know, that hasn't happened recently. But either way, really cool thing to capture. I'm glad that we heard the call for it and decided to come out here in the middle of a live stream to catch that. Oh man, we'll read chat here in a second once I get in this parking lot. How about that? That's still too good. That's too good. All right, we'll park over here by Denny's for a minute. Yeah, kind of over line, but it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. We'll be moving in a minute anyway, and I think I got myself. Yeah, I'm actually inside the line now. I turned just a little too late. What's up, Parker Taylor? All right. Thank you for mentioning that Standby News to the people in the chat. Come on. There we go. There we go. Except I'm not hungry. I just ate a big old dinner. I think Buford's it. Yeah. Nikki, thank you for that. I think that's it. Or no, Burns. Yeah. I think Burns might be it, actually. Or is it Buford? I can't remember. Hold on a minute. 1 second. I gotta go over to maps. I forget. I don't know. I'm blanking out. Yeah, it's Burns. It's Burns. Isn't Buford? Buford's the one out by Laramie. That's really far out there. Burns isn't too bad. Actually, going into Burns, like into the heart of Burns, that'd be a hard bike ride. But going like to the travel center, that's not so bad on a bike. In a vehicle, I could probably do it in this vehicle. I could probably do it because there are frontage roads there, all that stuff. You know what? We'll wait for a minute. What's up, Doza? How are you doing? Psst, psst, psst. And it's about as far as I can go. I think I've caught up on the chats. Was it DoorDash? What? I'm not sure what. When you want. I knew it. I thought I saw something there. Yeah. I thought so. I thought I saw something moving. You know what's funny? There's two city police cars parked in front of the Flying J. I just realized that. All right, we'll back out now. Parker asks, is Burlington still coming shine? Right now, I'm not absolutely around. There you guys go. Make sure you guys are straight. I'm not absolutely sure. Back in, October-ish of last year, there were new permits in the website that had shown that they were going to do a little bit different setup with their facade. I'm going to freak this person out for a minute. They're going to do something a little different with the facade where they put a red background behind of the Burlington sign. And that's about the last thing that I remember seeing. I haven't checked up on the permit site in a little while, so I don't know if progress has been made on that. So far, I haven't seen anything happening at the Burlington. But honestly, seeing the Take 5 now, the Take 5 oil change here in Cheyenne now, it's still absolutely possible. It's still coming, and they just haven't started yet. Like, they haven't started work. I don't remember if the permits were approved yet or not. And the approval process can take time, but then there's usually like a good year, 2, 3, maybe 4 years, depending on what the permit is for you to actually take action on it. So it just depends on what it is. But I mean, the fact that Take 5 is just now doing it, like they we're starting to submit stuff a year ago. Like about a year ago, they were submitting plans for the new location. And it got to the point where I honestly didn't think they're coming. And now suddenly there's a whole bunch of construction equipment over there. And they have black fencing, the black construction fence around it, around the property. So it's like, wow, okay, now it's gonna come. It's gonna come, which is, it's wild how it just suddenly is kind of happening like that. I need to go over and take photos so I can update the article on my blogspot page, optopolis.blogspot.com. But that's something I'll do another day. But there is a lot of things happening all of a sudden just over the last week. So I guess one thing that did go right on Friday, oops, and we're gonna wait because I'm gonna go left on the next street. There we go. Fun fact, when we got the call that the stoplight is knocked down, I thought they were talking about these ones right here that have not been in use. I thought maybe they grabbed the wire, pulled the whole thing down. I didn't know what they did, but it ended up just being that little light. But it is still pretty entertaining to catch that. But anyway, there's quite a lot going on in Cheyenne. And one thing I guess that did go right on last Friday was a new pizza place opened at the mall. So I was there yesterday, I think it was, when I went there for some dinner, right? No. It's Saturday, right? I don't know. I think it's Saturday. Or was it yesterday? No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I went to the mall because we were going to go get dinner there. And when we were there, I decided to go ahead and do a stroll through the mall because I like just kind of keep an eye on where things are at. And let's see, yeah. And then I went over to where the old pizza place was, the old Sbarro or East Coast Pizza or whatever the pizza place is that you remember in that space over near the former Christopher and Banks. And I see that there's something in there. I'm like, what? And I see green, so at first I'm thinking, okay, Subway. Right? They painted the thing green, and that's something that Subway would do. But no, it's not Subway. It's actually another pizza place. It's a local pizza place that they're calling Dough Daddy's Pizzeria and Mac. And they sell pizza and mac and cheese, interestingly. And they actually opened last Friday, at least according to a worker I spoke to that night. So, which was crazy. But yeah, that's there, and I need to do an article on that. Let's see, what else was there? The appliance factory outlets starting to get signage up when I was there, same night. They had some of the signage completely up and some of it was still exposed. They even had the door open at the time that I was there. So even though it's blocked off so you can go in, I could see that they are already getting appliances stocked in there, which is interesting. I also find it interesting how their Google Maps thing, their marker on Google Maps, it already has 5-star reviews, a whole bunch of 5-star reviews on it, but it literally cannot have 5-star reviews because it hasn't been open yet. It's kind of ironic. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's something interesting I noticed. But either way. Oh, no, there's a train here. There would be a train here, wouldn't there? I'll reach out here again in a few. Because I can't look at chat right now. You watch, this train's going to stop right at the most inconvenient spot. Right at the end, it's going to stop, isn't it? Or will it keep going? I don't know, we'll find out. And it's kind of sprinkling rain again. Let's see. But they were getting signage up inside. I went out along the outside a little bit just to see if they had put any signs on the building. It didn't look like they had yet. So maybe we'll go over there and just take a quick peek at that. So I mean, there's that. That's another thing that's happening. I don't know. It's random how there's just kind of suddenly things that are just rapidly changing over the last week. So yeah. So this is a train crossing at, what is this? Southwest Drive and West Lincoln Way. And they often will have to stop the train for one reason or another a little bit before they pass the crossing. For one reason or another. Maybe it's switching tracks, maybe it's taking care of cars that need to be decoupled, you know, whatever it is. They often do it. And you know, there's one time, oh my God, hold on a minute. I gotta stop hold on. Is there anyone behind me? No. All right, I'm gonna back up and park on the side of the street for a minute. You'll understand why in a minute. If it's still there, I hope it's still there because I want this on the live stream if it is. We're gonna park on the edge of the road so that way we're not blocking traffic. Oh. Come on, belt, get off of me. All right, it's in park. I got that, so I'm just gonna leave it running. Why not? We're just going right up to the light. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, I think we're okay. Just caught on the handbrake. All right. Please tell me it's still there. Please tell me it's still there. It's still there. Look at this. So I was on my bike one time. I went over to the park that's over here off of Southwest. I was starting to come back, and when I'm sitting here, I happen to notice there's this sticker plug right here. It's a sticker. There's no plug here. But every time I see this, it reminds me of the videos where I think it was Vlog Creations did a prank where they put a sticker on a wall and then had his kid act like he was putting a fork into the outlet, but it's a fake outlet, so nothing could happen. I mean, it's definitely maybe on the slightly extreme of pranks, but it was still kind of funny. All right, let's climb back in here, and when you know it, it's stopping just like I said, almost what I said. It looks like it might be going a little bit farther back, but still almost exactly what I said. I had a hunch, and I was right. Hold on a second, I'll move this. Where are the huge metal structures around 4 Mile Road and College Drive? I gotta think about that area for a minute. I don't know. We'll go out there and look. I haven't been up that way recently. I actually haven't, so we'll go up that way and look. I think we're probably gonna try and turn around here because I don't feel like waiting for the train. But I'll reach out for a minute. Random, I know, right? Joe Oranza, though, how are you doing? Did you tell the train to stop? Hey, Susie. Yeah, I'm still going. A lot of chaos lately. I kind of talked about it earlier in the stream, but yeah. Yeah, we'll go over to 4 Mile Road and College Drive. All right, we'll go over there and take a look. Maybe I'll hop on the interstate to save a little time. What's up, Alicia? All right. Stand by news, you're cracking me up. Obviously he didn't, but oh jeez. All right, let me get you guys somewhat straight here, so that way you guys can have a pretty good forward perspective of life from the car. I was not meaning that figuratively. I want you guys to actually be able to see straight ahead. All right, I'm gonna kind of do a U-ey and hop onto. I can't see. Hop onto the interstate. I'm kind of in an awkward spot. The one thing I hate about how they chose to deal with this intersection, like I get part of why they had to do it, right? This intersection has no train horn, so they have to make sure that it's kind of hard for you to go around the gates and stuff. They have to make sure you're actually going to wait. But unfortunately, because they put this barrier in, I have to briefly do something I shouldn't. All right, there we go. That was one thing I liked when they still did the train horn. They didn't have that median. You could turn around way easier. And if the train stopped like that, then it was way easier. You could. I remember times when I was younger, you might be sitting there for an hour waiting for that train to move. It just depends on what it is, but yeah, it's kind of an annoyance. But what can you do? What can you do? And I didn't see if that sign said 30 or 40, so we're just gonna go 30 here. I think it's 40, but either way, there's no cars behind me, and none are going to be coming behind me anytime soon, so. Yeah, well, let's go up to College and 4 Mile and see what's up. I don't know, I don't remember exactly if I know what's happening over there or not, so we'll just go ahead up that way. See if I can see anything. Water tastes good. All right. It's kind of still sprinkling rain. But yeah, so I guess I'll restate for other people who might have popped into the stream a little bit about what's happening. So, as you guys have probably already kind of started figuring out, I have not gone outside of Cheyenne since last year. Like, I've obviously gone beyond Cheyenne city limits. I've technically gone just beyond the Colorado border once on accident, and that's when I was with Standby News and we were doing a live stream, and we kind of got stuck on South Greeley Highway. The South Greeley Highway because of the construction. But besides that, I really haven't gone outside of Cheyenne at all. I haven't really been able to. And the biggest thing is that my personal circumstances have just gotten complicated to the point where I just can't right now. I wish I could, but I can't. And unfortunately, it's been that way for a few months. I've already missed some things that I kind of would have liked to catch, such as maybe photos of the Fort Collins Kmart after demolition started, or even catching video of either the Murdochs in Fort Collins or the Jack's East location in Loveland after they were getting done remodeling those two buildings. But didn't end up working out that way because, again, things have been happening. And last Friday, unfortunately, me and everyone else involved had to make a very hard and unfortunate choice that sucks. The bottom line is that one of our dogs is no longer here, and it wasn't a fun day. Friday was not a fun day for me at all. I don't know how many times I bawled my eyes out. Admittedly, I did. Because it bothered me. It still bothers me. Every single day since then, I've not been able to go without thinking about it. Poor dog was old. I mentioned it to a couple people in the comments of the recent posts, and I do appreciate the positive messages, but back to the point of what I was saying, the dog was old, for, almost 15 years old. Almost 15 years old. And the dog was unfortunately having a lot of health issues. And, they were just getting progressively worse. And unfortunately, it just got to the point where there's nothing that could be done. Literally, it got out of control, and there is no stopping it. So we had to make that hard choice. And of course, I was exhausted from 9 of sleep. I had nowhere near enough for me that I find that helps me to function properly. But so I wanted to do even then I kind of wanted to do emails and is it slower? What the heck? You're telling me to slow down and yet I'm under the speed limit. What the heck? It's speed limit 45 and it's telling me to slow down. Like it's speed limit 45. I'm doing about 40 right now. And yeah, it's telling me to slow down. But yeah, I wanted to do email notification. Like I wanted to do a whole notification thing in a way, but I was just so overwhelmed with emotions and exhausted on top of it that I didn't feel comfortable doing it. Didn't feel comfortable doing any more than I had to, so just did what I could. Got some posts out so that way people knew something was kind of going on, and I think a lot of people got the gist with the words I chose for those posts. So of course I posted on YouTube, I posted on Facebook and Instagram. Did at least a little bit so that way people know what's going on. In a way I would have not posted at all, but simultaneously disappearing for no apparent reason isn't necessarily a good thing either. And with me being exhausted, I kind of just want to get off of the web completely. I didn't even want to think about it. Just wanted some time to myself where I'm not constantly worried about all the online stuff. So that's what I did. Got the post up, signed out. And I'd been signed out for a little while. I kind of started signing back in a little bit yesterday just because I was like, okay, I need some videos or something to watch to keep me amused, but I didn't even really do much more than that till today, so that's kind of where things are at. And I gotta let this truck get ahead of me. I'm going to quite a bit lower than the speed limit right now just because this car is it's not great on the interstate. It can get bounced around a lot. Like even going as fast as I am is still enough for the car to get bounced around. So that's kind of why I can't really go to Colorado and stuff so much, just because this car is not meant for it. And it's not really exactly easy to go to Colorado. I think or for that matter, any other city. I think the only way out is either the single, I think it's like 1 or 2 plane rides a day, which those can be, that can be expensive. And of course that's going to take you to Denver. And there are buses, but they stop way out south of town, so it's inconvenient. And even that can kind of be pricey to some extent. So it's like, it's not exactly easy for me to go on my own. And even if I wanted to, think my situation is just in a certain way where I can only go out during certain hours of the day anymore. Like, it sucks. Evenings aren't so bad, afternoons aren't so bad, but beyond that, yeah, it's kind of hard, and it sucks. And it's just where things are at, but ultimately, as a result, it forces me to just focus my energy towards Cheyenne, which there's at least a good amount going on. Like, oftentimes there's enough going on in Cheyenne that I could potentially put out several news posts a week if I wanted to. Sometimes there's not. It might be a couple weeks of break time here and there, but yeah. Right now we're on I-25 headed north, trying to get up towards the 4 Mile area, since apparently there's something going on at 4 Mile in College. Maybe I'll take, I don't know, maybe I'll take Vanda High. That's probably, I don't know, I kind of want to go a little sooner than that. And hopefully I haven't missed it yet. No, I haven't. We haven't passed Lions Park yet. I had a brain fart. Maybe I'll take the next exit, actually. Maybe I'll hop onto Central. But yeah, that's kind of where things are at, and it's just the way it is. Not much I can do about it. Kind of sucks too, because I really wanted to do that Boulder Part 2 live stream. Overall, I enjoyed biking around Boulder. I think the worst street that I biked on was like 28th Street, and it was before the live stream. Because, I mean, there's a bike lane, but the bike lane's a gutter lane. I'm sorry, it's a gutter lane. It's a joke. It's not really like great bike infrastructure. And of course, it's still that one street that's more of a stroad. That one stroad happens to still follow more of a, older point in time for traffic. They haven't done proper separated bike lanes on that one stroad like they have on a lot of other roads. So, I still gotta get Boulder credit. They've done a lot of work to get things better for people to move around without a car. But that one stroad happens to just have some of the worst ones, and it's it was a little nerve-wracking having cars going by at 30 to 40 miles an hour. But it was okay. Besides that, it was good. I liked going on the bike paths. I wish I could have gotten to the bike ways. There's several sidewalks that acted more as an actual bike way rather than a multi-use pathway like they are here in Cheyenne. I really wanted to ride on those, but I didn't have time, and on top of that, my tire popped. So I had to cut this stream, and it was getting close to time anyway, so I had to rush the bike over to the shop. I wasn't too far, thank God, but I had to rush it over to the bike shop. And then I just never ended up doing a part 2. And I don't remember if that stream, that part 1, is still public or not. I think I made it public again, but I can't remember. Either way, that was, my point is overall that I do like traveling it to some extent. I definitely do. The drives can be kind of exhausting from time to time, but getting to go see new places sometimes is kind of pretty nice. And I mean, it kind of in that way also sucks that I haven't been able to go see much in the way of new places. Like, closest to new places, new places being built or new places opening here in Cheyenne. So, I mean, it doesn't, at the same rate that it doesn't necessarily eternally suck, it also does kind of suck. If that even makes sense. I don't know if it did or not. Oh, man. Alright. I want to check phone percentage if I can. I don't know if I can. I'm going to have to look in a minute. Maybe I'll pull up here on the right and something and check. No, maybe I'll pull into a lit lot. I think Albertson's lot might still be lit up, so maybe I'll go over there. I don't know what's going to happen with Albertsons and King Soopers, and I don't know what's going to happen with Maverick either, because both of them are kind of having their things with buying stuff out. Maverick bought out Come and Go, so there's that. And then I know that it hasn't happened yet, but it's at least as far as I understand, it's kind of looking likely that Albertsons and Kroger are going to merge. If I remember right, Kroger wants to buy out Albertsons. Is that right? I think that's right. It's been a while since I've read it, but there's definitely news articles out there, so fact check me. But either way, that has been a topic too, and it's like I do wonder what's going to happen. Is it going to? I need this guy to go by me so I can turn left. It does make me wonder what's going to happen. Are they going to start like closing stores? Are they going to expand? Are they going to cancel off plans for some new stores because of issues with competition? Like, what exactly are they going to do with that? That's something I'm curious about. We'll go over to 4 Mile and College here in a minute. I just want to stop for a minute, read chat, and just kind of see what's up. And also grab another drink of water. So I'll sit here for a minute. Do a stream in Grand Junction. I don't think I've been to Grand Junction. Isn't that far out west? I think that's really far out west if I remember right. And if it's like beyond Estes Park, that's pretty much a no-go for all time, at least for now. It'd be hard to go that far. Maybe possible at some point in the future. But that might be, years, or even, frankly, it could even be a decade. Not exactly sure what this guy's doing, but okay. Are they taking photo of me, or are they taking photo of other stuff? I don't know. What is this person doing? Oh. Okay, that was weird. Sign Patrol. Okay. What's Sign Patrol? Can someone do a Google search for Sign Patrol? Smash that like. I appreciate that. It looks like they made mad fortresses on 30-foot high walls. What? One near going east on 4 Mile on the right before you get to College. Another looking to the left at the intersection at 4 Mile and College. All right, I'll go take a look. I was kind of going slower than speed limit throughout that section of road, FYI. But I don't remember what's taking over the Sears Grand, and I haven't spent time looking at that. Mainly just because Sears is pretty much gone for the most part. So I haven't been keeping up with that, and obviously I know something is taking over, but I forget what exactly it was. At some point, somebody had said something about what it was, and I just totally blank on what it is. I'm totally not remembering it. And I just never got around to searching it. Just never did. I need to, but I mean, there's a lot of things I need to do that I just don't get to, unfortunately. Sucks. I wish it, in a way, I wish it weren't that way, but it is what it is, I guess. What is Sign Patrol? At first I saw patrol and I was like, oh, is it security? Is there actually security on this land? But then I see sign and it's like, oh, it's Sign Patrol? What? What's Sign Patrol? That's what it said on the bumper sticker on that car. It said Sign Patrol, and it said it on the side of the car too. So it's like, what is that? And the guy looks like he is dressed in a yellow vest thing, one of those yellow traffic vests. So I guess he was probably taking a photo of like Albertson's sign or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's okay if he's taking the photos. That doesn't necessarily bother me. It's just I don't know. I don't know what that is. So that's where I'm curious. Oh man, I need to look at the battery percentage on my phone. I forgot to do that when it's parked. That's something else I was gonna do. Oh well, we'll do it up here. We'll do it up here. I want to make sure my phone's not getting too close. I think it was at 65 when I last saw it. 38, I think it says. All right, we'll have to plug it in here shortly. Oh boy, dead moment. Oh boy, go, 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 go. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't stream, stay alive, 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 stay alive. Please stay alive, please stay alive, please stay alive, please stay alive. Okay, hopefully we're okay. Hopefully the stream's still live. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That spot on this road, Yellowstone, is always a really, 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 really bad spot for the internet connection for me. I don't know why, but almost every single time I go live in that spot, it ends up crapping out. I don't know why. Right as soon as I get like between Vanda High and I think this is 4 Mile, between Vanda High and the other end of the plaza thing over there, it almost always dies. So hopefully it's not dead. All right, I think this is 4 Mile. So we'll go over to College. Yeah, this is 4 Mile, 212. There we go again. We got the bright LED lights that blind me. I can't see anything in front of me until it's gone. Speed up the road a little bit. Hopefully the stream doesn't lag too much up here. I haven't exactly done a lot of streams on 4 Mile Road, so I don't know how this is, but we'll see. It's a darker area, so I do apologize for a little bit of a darker stream in this spot. Gotta get beyond Powder House. I'll look at chat again here in a few, of course, as well. Where are we at? Child's Draw, Powder House Road. Okay. There's the electric station on the right. One of them anyway. And now it's kind of suddenly stopped raining. We hit a clear spot. Child's Draw. So I guess they're calling the creek thing over here Child's Draw. Interesting. Bum, 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 bum. Gotta be getting closer. I think that's Converse I see over to my right. I think. Pretty sure. I think that's a stoplight I see. I know you guys can't see it, but that's okay. Is this 4 Mile, or is this College, I mean? Where is this at? Oh, this is Ridge Road. Okay, we're getting close. So they're building something over here, eh? So on the left, over on the left, and also behind us on the right. Now, I can't see anything, but then it's probably because it's dark. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything unless I'm just totally missing it. And again, it is pretty dark, so I can't for certain see. I can kind of see the shape of some buildings and stuff, but there's only so much I can see, so I'm not immediately seeing it. Might be something to come back out and check in the daylight hours. Oh well, that's okay. It's a topic of note. Topic of note. And now I think we're on College, aren't we? I think we are. I don't come on this so often. This is one road I do not go on very often. I have literally no need to bike on this, and I have almost no need to drive on this. There's not a whole lot out here. And this is definitely outside of city limits. So. Welchester Drive. And I don't know if the speed limit is still 50 or not. So I'm going a little bit slower than that, but I haven't seen a sign, so I'd assume it's still 50, but I don't know. Alright, there's Story. Here's the fire station. This part I'm more familiar with. Usually if I'm going on Story, I don't necessarily go via College, but I mean, hey, I do go on College sometimes when I'm on Story. Sometimes. Thomas Road. They've definitely built this area up more, though. I definitely remember when there wasn't this much housing up here. Alright, so it is 40 right there. This is a little bit of a hill, and we're coming up to Dell Range. This hill makes it go fast. Dell Range. And we're gonna have to stop. Yeah, it could just be because it's so dark that I couldn't see it, because I definitely did not see anything. That doesn't mean it's not there, because it's really dark. So unless it's like lit up, I'm probably not gonna be able to see it, and I don't think I was able to see it. I don't think I saw anything that caught my eye. Doesn't mean it's not there. It's just something I'll have to check during daylight hours or something like that. Oh wow, they're starting construction over here. I'll read chat here in a minute or two. Maybe after I get through this construction. They said they were gonna start it 5/16, and they did. It's here. I think they're doing work for the bank over here. I see people keep asking, what's going in next to Taco John's? And it's like, it's the bank. How have you not heard? Like, maybe they just haven't been on social media a lot, and if that's the case, then so be it. But yeah, it is a little bit it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I love how there's a speed limit 25 sign, but then there's a speed limit 40 sign, and they didn't cover it up. So technically, I could go 40 through here, couldn't I? or do I have to follow the work zone sign? I don't know, because the sign ain't covered up. Oh man. Anyway. I don't know actually in that case. I don't know if you could technically listen to the 40 mile an hour sign or not. But that is misleading, isn't it? Because they didn't cover the 40 sign, but they have a 25 sign. so it's not clear if you have, like, there is a brief moment where you would have to go 25 because there's a distance between 25 and the 40 sign. But once you get beyond that, like when you hit the 40 sign, does that mean you can do 40 in the construction zone, or do you gotta wait till you're outside the construction zone to do 40? I don't know. Why not? We'll turn in here. Sonic's closed for the night, of course. Got the slight smell of like burnt wood in the car. I don't know where it came from. We'll do a little UE and see if I can show you guys the Take 5 location. I need to get daylight photos of it so that way I can do an article about it. But yeah, in a way, I really did not think Take 5 was coming, just because it had been so long since they submitted permits. But then, surprise, surprise, it appears to be coming, because if we come up, we're not going to go in the side, but we'll go up onto this little bit of side road. You can see the construction vehicles right there. So it's like, I don't know. I guess it is coming. Okay. There we go. We'll back out and get ready to turn out. I'm going to look at chat for a minute. Sign and lighting patrol. To ensure your signs are looking the best after company. Sign and lighting patrol. Ah, okay. That's actually kind of cool then. Okay. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Standby news. Hey, real RTOT, I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys probably saw a little bit of lag just because obvious reasons, right? We're all on the outer edge. Throughout 4 Mile Road, you're basically on the outer edge of town. There's quite a bit of it that's outside of city limits. So, I mean, go figure. You're not going to have the best connection. Of course, over there on Yellowstone might have even been where you guys were saying, oh no, and that part, that one section always scares the heck out of me, because almost every time I do any kind of, even when I'm like, we did the, what is it called? The Bucking Horse Roundup thing, right? Like we were filming and live streaming that, me and Standby News both last year. When I was biking, I biked fast through there. I think it still somehow lost connection or had some kind of lag or something over there. I don't know why it does that in that one spot. I don't know if maybe there's interference just because of the businesses. I don't know. It's weird. It's just a random dead zone. And it's really weird because it's around top of a hill. You'd think that at the top of a hill like that, you would have better connection. But in that one spot, for some reason, it just is terrible connection there. Terrible. There have been times in the past where the live stream literally was cut out completely. I pretty much had to, if I remember, I actually had to restart the stream one of the times I was live out in that area. So, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, it's kind of weird how that works out. But what can you do? What can you do? And I don't know if T-Mobile would be better out there. I don't know. I don't have T-Mobile. I've never had T-Mobile. We've had Sprint before, but of course these days Sprint's dead. Sprint's part of T-Mobile now completely. It was absorbed. They bought it out and gutted it. But yeah, I don't know if T-Mobile's better than what Sprint was. I'd hope that they have better service at T-Mobile now than what Sprint did, since they have all of their stuff plus Sprint. But I don't know. Oh yeah, Freddy's. That's another thing. Freddy's is getting their signage up, so that's not going to be too much longer before they open, is it? They still got to do interior work, but the exterior is basically ready to go. Like they're even getting the pavement in and all that stuff. I wonder if that other sign on the back side is on. I also wonder about Appliance Factory. So since we're over here, we'll go by Appliance Factory. Because it has been a couple days since I was out here when I looked at the Appliance Factory. So we'll just take a quick spin by there. Just see. We're not overnight parking, so we're good. Just curious if they got the signage up on the exterior since then. Has been a couple days, and they do have the permits in the website for getting the signage up, so I'd imagine they'd be at least starting by now, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. And with Freddy's, they had all but one of the signs up, so I'm kind of curious if they got signs on the other side now too. So we'll look at that. Okay. And all right, phone screen is still lit, so I guess it's still over 5%. I need to plug it in now. And I don't think I see signage up yet outside, which is okay. They'll get there. It's kind of like too bad the mall's closed right now. It'd be kind of nice to just go in and catch the other things on the live stream, have it be kind of part of the update thing, but that's okay. Oh yeah, I definitely see appliances in there on the stockroom floor. Or I guess I shouldn't say stockroom, on the store floor. And that exit they have all papered up. I don't know why. Or no, they don't. Never mind. It's not papered. I misspoke. It's not papered. It's not. We'll go right. But it looked like it was papered for a minute because of the color of the wall. But it's not papered. It's open. It's opened up so you can see it. I don't need to see it though. Anyway, I saw it enough. Enough to see that they got even more appliances in there. I don't think it'll be much longer before they open. I have no idea how they are. I've never actually visited and gone inside of one of their stores, so I have no idea how it'll be or anything. No idea. Freddy's isn't lit up yet, but that's okay. They probably still gotta do electrical work, I'm sure. I mean, the interior, I don't think the interior is even finished right now, so. Okay, discount tire on the right. I still haven't seen anything to confirm or deny what else might be going in here. There's been talk of one of the other sub sandwich places going in here, but I mean, it's just been rumor up to this point. There's not been anything official. And they did get the signage up over here, by the way. The signage over here on this side was not up when I was over here last, which... When was that? What did I go to Lowe's for? I went to Lowe's for something. Oh, yeah. That's right. That stuff. I was looking for stuff for my home. And that would have been... That might have been Saturday too, actually. Was it? Or no, was it Thursday? I can't remember now. Either way, you can see the Freddy's signage up there on the top of the building. So, that's there. One day, okay, I already read that. All right, good stuff. I haven't missed chats, that's okay. But yeah, they got that sign up now, so. Yeah, all the signs on the building are up for Freddy's. I don't remember if they were going to do a standalone sign or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. I liked Freddy's when I went to Laramie, so I'm kind of hyped to see him come here. Could actually do this now. This is something that if this bank wasn't here, I couldn't even do this. But because this bank is here, I can actually kind of do this. I can make it work. So we're going to kind of do a little bit janky thingy. Just spin around and get a side view. All right, guys. There you go. There's a side view of the Freddy's. I know it's kind of dark. I don't know if that helps or not. But, yeah. It's getting there. Gotta back up and go the other way because that's an exit to the drive-thru. You can't go through there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yep, that'll be good. They actually like their food, though, so I am kind of hyped to have them here. It's just a different vibe. Like they're when I went to the one in Laramie, the fries were thinner. They were shoestring fries, but they were kind of like more shoestringy than anywhere else I'd really eaten fries from. It's like that. It kind of gave it a different. I don't know how to describe it. It just didn't have quite the same feel, and in a way, I actually kind of liked that. It's nice to have something different. It's not like I exclusively go one place all the time. I do go to a lot of different places. I like to mix it up, but yeah. Yeah, of course, Bed Bath & Beyond has been closed. I've done an update on it in one of the update videos. It's like if it wasn't nighttime, I'd almost go ahead and work on recording a update thing. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. So for obvious reasons, there was no update video on last Sunday. I only got like 2 clips this week of things here in Cheyenne that were happening. So no video from that week is going to come. It's not even worth posting, in my opinion. Maybe something on the Vault channel at some point, but definitely not something for the main channel since it's really, really incomplete. I originally was going to try and go out like Thursday, Friday, or if not Friday and Saturday, but with the dog passing, obviously I didn't end up doing that, so yeah. Well, I don't see anything else happening inside of the former Natural Grocers yet. There's like 2 ladders. I see 2 ladders in there. I'll do a UE thingy here so you guys can maybe see it a little bit for yourself. So I see 2 different ladders. I see a ladder leaning on the wall over here, and there's another ladder like right here-ish, kind of hidden a little bit, and that's it. There's nothing else that I see happening here. It's still gutted inside and doesn't look like any work's been done, and I haven't seen any permits or anything in the planning website for anything, so I don't know if maybe the project's just on hold for Barnes & Noble or what, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, for that. I'm sure it'll come. With time, I'm sure it will come, but they definitely are taking time to get the permits in. And maybe they're not even absolutely certain yet what they want to do. Still figuring out, because I mean, they've already said they're not going to have a cafe at this location. I don't know how likely it is they would be considering putting it into the Bed Bath & Beyond, because although it is a separate property, I'm pretty sure the same property owner owns it, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the same owner as the Frontier Mall. So in a way, I kind of think that it wouldn't be that hard for them to be like, hey, can we take over that Bed Bath & Beyond space? I don't know how likely it is. That's a thought that's crossed their mind with the Bed Bath & Beyond closing. But like if they did, they probably could have a cafe in there, couldn't they? And if nothing else, they could always have the bookstore in there and maybe set up a cafe thing in the Natural Grocers. That might be an idea. I don't know. I don't know how possible that is. I don't know if there's some kind of requirement for Barnes & Noble cafes to be held inside of Barnes & Nobles. I don't know. But I do wonder if that's a possibility or not. I do wonder. Oops, actually I wanted to go right. Shoot. We'll do a UE and then we'll go back. I don't know. Random thoughts just crossing my mind, but let's do a UE and go back over there. Just for a minute, I don't think anything's happened. I haven't seen anything happening over here. This is one spot I kind of end up just often going by unintentionally, inadvertently. Usually it's from Delrange, but Sometimes I go through the lot too. Just depends. I love this random Kia just casually parked here. I think they call these Souls, don't they? Yeah, Kia Soul. Except it's S-O-L-L. It's not S-O-L-E or I don't know, S-O-U-L or S, you know, it's S-O-L-L. Well, let's take a quick look. I don't think anything's happened with it. But it's like, since we're over here, we might as well just take a look. Definitely nothing outside. I'm not seeing anything on the inside. I still see the table/sawhorse thing inside the window here. I'll rotate this. You can see that sawhorse table thing there. I think there's plans on that. I'm pretty sure it's plans that are sitting on that table, and I just realized my phone's at 15%, so I need to plug it in. We'll plug it in a minute. But I mean, that's been there, though, for months. The blue tent is gone, and the garden center is still here, so yeah, let's go and get the phone plugged in. So I don't know. I don't know when if or when the Burlington's still coming. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I haven't seen anything saying they were not coming, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's my cord. I gotta plug this bad boy in. Well, let's see. There. There. Well, now I'm a little bit late to this. In a way, I probably should have done a post for this too, but again, with all this stuff happening recently, I had to just sign out. I had to unplug. I just had to. I didn't want to be plugged in to the web and all that stuff while I was kind of processing stuff. I'm still not over it, but you know, life moves on. Life not going to stop just because I have something happen like that. But so it's like, in a way, I kind of want to keep them going, but I'm not over it yet. It'll take time. Sucks to lose dogs. It really does. Really does. It's not a fun thing. Can't say it makes me say that it's not worth it. I think having a dog's still worth it, but it's nice to have a dog, but losing them is hard. It's just hard. Streets are quiet. Pun not intended. It's just quiet on the street right now. There's no cars around anywhere besides a few in the parking lot. And they're not really moving either. Wally World. Haven't made that joke in a while. Jacko Logistics. When I'm playing American Truck Simulator, I always wonder how those ads work there in like the American Truck Simulator radios. Like, their radios are literally meant for American Truck Simulator, and they have ads for logistics things, and it's like, I'm confused on what this is. Like, what is this? Like, obviously there's some kind of group thing, but like, I don't quite understand it, because in a way it feels more fake. Not to diss on them, but in a way it kind of almost has a vibe of like more fake than some of the crypto crap out there. Anyway, random ramble. Eldred. And the light's changing on me. That's lovely. Didn't quite make it in time. Alright, make sure the phone's charging. Let's see. 11%. Is it actually charging? Yeah, it's charging. Alright. We'll see if it goes up. If it don't go up, then that's concerning. But Excuse me. Still need to do the giveaway too. That's another thing. I mean, in a way I kind of am putting it off, but I'm also kind of not, because it's just kind of straight up hard to do it. Jesus, that person got stopped. For a sec, I wasn't sure that this vehicle on the left of me is going to stop. It's like, you have the red light, you better stop. I've talked about doing the giveaway, and I don't want to, again, I still don't want to promise a date, just because the last couple of times that I said, well, I'll do it by this date, I didn't end up doing it by that date, so I don't want to say a date yet. But I do need to do it at some point. I do. It's kind of a pain because I can't exactly record voiceover at home very often anymore without interruptions. I swear every single time I try to do something, I always end up getting interrupted right in the middle. It's like every time, and it always seems like it happens at the worst moment, so kind of giving up on that. So it's like, all right, next best thing is going to a park. Well, okay, now I gotta, or a park or some other open space. But like at that point, I gotta wait for a good day, which is getting warmer. Today was actually, I think it actually got up to 70 or so today. Definitely into the 60s. So it's a pretty nice day. You know, maybe sometime this week, even potentially, I could try to do something. I don't know. Stuff keeps happening. There's still stuff that kind of I'm trying to take care of. Stuff that I'm just kind of trying to do, partly because it needs done, but also because I kind of want to try and get on with stuff. Here's the other direction of this construction. Let's see if they got 25 signs here. Should be a 25 sign right there, so we need to slow down. In this direction, there's not a speed limit 40 sign, so it can't be misleading. Yeah, there's, you know, like the 25 sign in the other direction is right in front of Taco John's, and then, you know, maybe 50 feet, 100 feet in front of it, you got the speed limit 40 sign that's not covered, so it's not clear if you can technically go 40 at that point or not. It's funny. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Did try Wing Shack, by the way, or Wing Shack, Wingstop. I've tried Wing Shack before, and I like Wing Shack. I'll still go to Wing Shack, but I did try Wingstop, and I'll give them some credit. They actually, for it being the first day, and considering it was just the ranch that they forgot on our order, that wasn't too big of a deal. It wasn't too big of a deal. And the food that they gave us tasted good. I know there's been other people who had different experiences, but at least from my experience, it was better than some of them do on their first day. Some of them seem to just go into chaos mode, straight up chaos mode, and lose their mind. But I mean, I guess it's understandable to some extent, depending on if you've had enough training, and among other things, maybe just weren't expecting to have as many people. That can get overwhelming, I'm sure. No, actually, I know from experience it can. There have been times in the past where I've had a lot of people on the live channel at once, and it's like, what's happening? Things can get overwhelming when you get way more than you were expecting. They can. But I could go there again. Actually, it wasn't the first day I went, but or was it the first day? No, I don't think it was their first day, but it was like within like the first week or so. Right? I don't know. Now I can't remember. I think I'm getting my dates all screwed up. Now. So much happening, I can't keep up with it all anymore. I just can't. Man. Feels good to get out of the house. I kind of wanted to go for a bike ride, but I've been sore from having to do some manual labor, shall we say. Some physical labor. You know, doing some digging. and stuff. That's as far as I'll go on that, but but I mean, it's not. In this case, it's actually not funny. I shouldn't even chuckle at it. But either way, kind of wanted to go for a bike ride, but didn't end up happening. So that's okay. Why not? We'll go this way. We'll go this way. Why not? There's something else I was going to say, and now my brain has forgot it. I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Maybe it'll come back to mind at some point. But I don't know. It's going to bother me what I was saying. There's something I was thinking of saying, and now I just forgot it. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. Guess we'll go by churches. Why not? Why not? I've also been doing other things though too, because I've been lifting rocks. Part of me really wants to give a little shout out to one of the places here that actually did, like, I actually like them. Good service and more than reasonably priced products. More than reasonably priced products. Nothing new happening on the Supply Sergeant. It's still sitting vacant, pretty much. I've seen them do a few more sales, random sales in the blue building on the end, but it's not. I mean, I just happened to notice their signage up for it, but they've done quite a few of those over the last few months, getting rid of remaining stuff that they have. And I got a bump. A little bit of a nasty one. Not terrible, but harsh enough I'm going to go slow over it. There we go. There's Churchies. Right there. Nothing new in chat? Okay, that's okay. Y'all are enjoying the stream. That's okay. But yeah, still vacant. I guess since we're over here, we'll go over Doghouse too. I forget what day it was in June. I know it's a Monday. I almost want to say it was 12, but I can't remember. When I went by there today, I asked, because there were a couple of workers there kind of working on getting stuff together for the building. So it's like, I'll go in and ask, and they ended up mentioning that they were going to look to open, though, in June. So they got a new franchise owner. I'm not sure who it is. That's something I didn't think to ask when I was there, and I'm not finding anything online for it. But it's at least a different franchisee, I guess. They said it wasn't, they had gotten a new franchisee when I asked, so. Hopefully this time it'll last longer, and it's good it didn't sit vacant for too long. Maybe this won't be able to run a little better. Oop, hit a hole. There we go. Drive back this way and this way. Oh, there we go. You can see the coming soon, the red coming soon sign right there. They're saying they have a hiring fair on May 20th, and there's a website they give for that. I guess what is it? I think that it's tinyurl/Cheyenne Doghouse or something like that. It's on the sign. I could probably pop up a photo. But, yeah. Maybe I'll do that real quick. I have the photo on my phone, so I'll do that real quick. Where is... Gotta figure out how to do this. I haven't done this in so long. Media, video and photo, and this one. Add. Click. There we go. I don't know if it's coming out on there or not. Yeah, tinyurl/Doghouse Cheyenne. Oops, go away. Cancel. There we go. All right. Now go away. Come on. Go away. Where's the X? Where's the X? There we go. There we go. All right. I couldn't see the X for the button or the overlay. But I got it. I'm good. Wonder if maybe the lighting somehow got messed up since they initially had closed. Since they, I mean, you saw it for yourself probably that the doghouse sign was exposed, this round one, and on the side over here, the whole thing. I think the whole thing was exposed. I think, if I remember right. But wonder if the lighting got messed up or if they were just making sure it works. But either way, glad to see it not sit vacant, so that's a good thing. And I don't know what else there is to really see. I guess we could go by the fire stations, but you're not going to be able to see too much right now just because it's so dark, and of course my light's busted. But stupid me. I think I've mentioned this on my Instagram story a little bit at one point. I don't remember if I've said much else about it, but I ended up putting my light on top of the car because my hands were full. I had to get the doors open, so I put it on top of the car, get everything else inside, close the doors, and I realized I need to go gather stuff from inside. So I go gather stuff from the inside, and then I'm pulling out to go over to get things rolling for, doing a standby news driving around, which is fun, good stuff, pretty insane stuff that we see sometimes, and sometimes it can be kind of cool, especially with that stoplight being knocked down. But either way, this was a different night than that. But either way, drove off. Didn't realize the light was still on top of the car, and sure enough, it flew off. I didn't know what the heck had made the banging noise. I'd heard a banging noise. I looked around the car inside to see if there was something. I didn't see anything. Didn't see anything outside the car. So I drive off, and then when I'm getting ready to come back home after the whole stream and all that, I realized, I left the light on top of the car. And that really ticked me off. That was my favorite light. It's really bright. I could literally light just about anything with that thing because it's so bright and so many LEDs on it. Like it was such a good light. I can at least get a replacement, but still haven't gotten around to messing with that. So that's a thing that has to be done. Jesus, I think I saw lightning. But it ticks me off and ends up making everything heckish. Like I'm even kind of considering experimenting with doing some a little bit broader urban exploration. And one of the things I want to go explore, I kind of need a bright light. Right now the brightest light I got is my bike light, my bike headlight. So I'm kind of stuck in that regard. I can't easily go do that. until I get that light. And of course I haven't gotten the light, so it's like, crap. It's not even the end of the world either. Like, someone already kind of has vouched to buy a replacement, but just haven't gone around to send him a link to do that and get that sorted. So yeah, there's that. Still love this road, Fox Farm Road. This part of Fox Farm Road, they have the lines kind of all screwed up because the middle line makes you go out towards the edge of the road. Like, there's a middle lane for a section there. But then there's also a white line to the right of me that when you go out because of the yellow line, you have to cross the white line. So technically, no matter what, you have to drive over a line and be driving over a line as though you're not in the lane, even though you are. So it's like, it's a confusing spot. And I guess it's not as bad now as it used to be, but I remember a time when it used to suddenly just, it was almost out of nowhere. You didn't see it coming, and then you're like, holy crap, I'm driving over the yellow line, and you have to swerve over to the right to get out of it. It's like, I don't know why they did that. It's a little annoyance, but maybe they just want to test people. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny and weird, but I know that's probably too much detail, but either way, it's a rant. It's an annoyance. They also, I think there used to be a sign. I don't know. Did there used to be a sign sooner for the speed limit? I don't remember. I can't remember. I almost think there was at one time, one closer to College Drive. And if I am remembering that right, then it's not there anymore. So you don't know until you get like halfway to what is this, Avenue C, to know what the speed actually is, besides just assuming it's 30, which would be the logical thing to do according to the driver's handbook. But yeah, another little annoyance. I know it's not necessarily the biggest deal of the whole wide world, but yeah, it's getting late because the lights are flashing now. Dark part. It's a dark part. Now, is this person crossing or? Okay. Wasn't sure if he was. I don't know what the heck that was, and I don't want to find out. But I wasn't sure if he was going to run in front of me. Because there's that other guy that ran across the street and went running like a nutcase. And then there's that guy that had the light that I wasn't sure if he was going to run in front of me or if he was going another way. Kind of scared me. Got all the people sometimes. I guess there's a war with Taco John's and Taco Bell again, so... Apparently Taco Bell has acknowledged that Taco Tuesday is Taco John's thing, but simultaneously they also are trying to invalidate the trademark of Taco Tuesday. I can get it. There we go. They're trying to do something that could invalidate it. Doesn't mean it will, but apparently that's happening. One of the Wyoming news outlets did an article about it. I don't remember. I think was it Cowboy State Daily that did it? I don't know. I think it was. Walter Scheid. This is another thing I need to do an update on. There's the brand new hotel over here that has been getting built, and I just haven't gotten around to doing an update on it, but one thing I do gotta give him props for is fixing the sidewalk properly. So now you don't have that weird jot around the control box thing here. It actually is a smooth bike path now, so I actually do gotta give some credit there. They fixed it finally. They fixed it finally, and I feel satisfied about that. In a way. Haven't ridden on it yet, but it bothered me in the past when I'd have to I pretty much had to jump in the road just because it was such a pain to go around the electrical box if I was riding my bike. But now that won't be an issue anymore. I can stay on the bike path if I want to. Serenade Drive. If you go into Street View at that point over there on Walterscheid and Fox Farm, you'll see what I mean. In Street View, you'll see an electrical box on Walterscheid, just a little bit beyond the intersection where there's a vacant section of land. How to describe that a little better? I think between Jefferson and Fox Farm. I think Jefferson's the next one. So between Jefferson and Fox Farm is where that hotel is. And if you go into Google Street View, you can see for yourself how the sidewalk just had a weird jot around the electrical box. Like it wasn't even really much of a smooth curvy thing. Like they really just slammed it over on you. They just slammed it over. And it was not fun on a bike. You pretty much would have to go in the grass or hit the electrical box or do what I do and go in the street. And none of those are exactly ideal options, so it's good they fixed that. Anyway. So I think we've gone by all three Mavericks now. Which that includes the one that's in tonight's thumbnail. Which, by the way, that photo was actually a photo I took a while back during Stand By News live stream, back when kind of starting prep for an article about a potential new Maverick, but I don't know if it's still going to come or not, because, again, with Maverick consuming Come and Go, I don't know. Like, they bought out Come and Go, so now I don't know if there's going to be some kind of competition thing that makes it hard for them to open another location, or I don't know, maybe that's kind of crazy because Loaf and Jug has lots of locations here in Cheyenne, so maybe that's a little too far, but I don't know. I don't know if there'd be a competition issue there or not. Well, looks like they did get this paved. I don't want to go all the way down South Greeley. But they got it paved and it's smoother. Looks like they still got to get lines down, but all right. Really? Is my chat frozen? I feel like my chat's frozen. I really do. Hold on, man. Let me go into YouTube for a minute. Dismiss. Pause. It is frozen. Holy crap. I'm sorry, guys. I thought that you guys weren't chatting, but my chat is actually frozen on my app. Sup, Tanyan? There's a crack. Alicia, to answer your question, there's a crack in the windshield and it's just been there forever. There's not much I can do about it. Get a new windshield, but not really worth it on such an old car. And here in the state of Wyoming, as long as you can see, you're good. I kid you not, they didn't say a peep about it when I was doing my driver's test. So, yeah, they don't care. They don't care. Nice. That's good. Good to hear the stream is good. Yeah, last time I looked at chat, it was locked. I wasn't watching that time when I went by. I wasn't watching that time. Let's see, chat. Come on, chat. There we go. Oh, man. It's working, then working after a video. Oh, you got a job at Menards. Nice. Okay, that's all right. That's cool. I went to you know what? I happened to go to Menards the same day I went to Lowe's, and whatever. I think that was that Saturday actually. I think it was Saturday that I did that. So yeah, I think it's I gotta get my dates right. So I think it's Saturday that I went to Lowe's and Menards and a handful of others, and then it was Monday when I went to the mall, and that's when I asked about when the pizza place opened. So I'm sorry for getting any details wrong if I did. If I said that wrong earlier, I apologize. But yeah, so it was Monday. It would have been Monday when I went to the mall, and it would have been Saturday when I went to the other places. And oops, hopefully I didn't just screw up my audio. Let me know if you can still hear me clearly in the chat, please, and thank you, somebody. Yep, yeah, it's all bueno. Yep, probably. I don't know what caused this one. For all I know, it could have been a rock or something. Who knows? Or maybe just cold weather hitting it. Who knows? Oh, I forgot to do that. I forgot to look up the historic aerial view thing. I never saw a message from you. I thought you were going to send me a message, but I never saw it. Unless maybe Facebook screwed up, which, seeing how my app actually screwed up this time, it's actually possible that that happened. Maybe I just missed it too. I don't know. Sometimes I straight miss messages too. It happens, but 54 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That's not bad. All right. So I guess I'll have to just kind of keep the stream up in the background for me to see chat. Maybe it's because maybe it's because I've backing out of the app so many times. Just kind of freaked the chat out. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Oh, Jesus, fuck, dude. Oh, my God. Okay.
Hello, guys.
So this is Standby News. I saw him riding up to the car, and it scared the fuck out of me. Because I thought he was going to crash into me. Like, I didn't expect him to ride up in that moment.
Dude.
What happened to not riding your bike with your esophagus stuff, dude?
It's up the street.
I know.
I come up to Maverick anyways.
Oh, okay. Jesus. I look to my left, and I see us riding really fast towards the car. I'm like, what the?
I saw the get behind your vehicle fast, park my bike real quick, and then come out the window and go, pop!
Shit. Oh, golly, dude. Oh, I know.
I got a video I gotta send you later.
Oh, no.
Just say this. I record you drive by.
So, for those of you in the chat who don't know, this is Standby News. He does some of the news stuff here in town. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, we do try to do driving around and stage out for some of the crazy call-outs that can happen. Oh, man.
Get back inside, get some whatever I need to get.
Yeah.
I'm on the way home.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good because I've been taking my good pills.
Yeah, that's good. It'll be good when it's all healed up, though.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Alrighty. See you, Jack.
Yeah. See ya, dude.
See ya,
Good
man.
night. Oh, man. Oh, my God. He scared the hell out of me, though, because he came up right behind me, and it almost looked like he was going to crash into me. Like, I actually thought for a minute he was going to crash into me, and I, at first, for some reason, just didn't acknowledge in my head that was him. It just saw someone random, like, by the field. I was like, whoo, holy shit. Oh, well. That's better than me. That's better than me. A certain friend of mine that starts with the letter B knows a certain thing that happened when we did the human being video. That's probably too much for you guys, but that's okay. It's better than me that time. You guys didn't see it in the video, but yeah, I did what he did, except of course I knew it was his vehicle because it was only his vehicle was the only one there that was that vehicle. Like, there's no other vehicle in the lot that was that same vehicle that he had described. So it's like I had enough to pretty much be like, yeah, it's probably him. So I kind of pretty much did the same thing in that case, but then I wasn't biking either, so it was more. It wasn't so abrupt like it was for me. Oh man, that was too good. Anyway, that was a ramble. I didn't look to the left when he was talking about doing the dancing thing. But if he was dancing close enough, the stream probably caught it. Oh, Jesus. That was funny. Woo! Want to cut it a little closer, buddy, and clip me? That was a little close there. Jesus. Oh, man. I'm glad I didn't have to. I'm glad I wasn't at the point of doing a code yellow. I think that could have ended badly if I needed to do a code yellow at that moment, but I didn't, so we're good. Oh man. All right, back to South Greeley. Oh man, he did scare the hell out of me though. I don't know what the odds are that friend of mine is watching, but that other friend that I mentioned, but yeah. If he is, then he knows exactly what I'm talking about. High cop, by the way. There was a sheriff over there, just watching for speeders, I guess. There's the McDonald's that closes an hour before their lobby hours set claim. Man, maybe they've gotten their act together. I kind of hope they have, but Jesus Christ, they had all kinds of issues when they first were getting going. I really thought it had a good chance of being good, but like at least the first month or two, no, it was wow. Like, in a way, I think I might have had better experience at the Walmart McDonald's, and that Walmart McDonald's wasn't always the best experience in my case. In my opinion, of course. But then again, maybe the Walmart one was worse because these were happening, long after the Walmart was rebuilt. Right? They got oftentimes the tables were all dirty, or most of them. Wish I had photos. I'm sure somewhere out there somebody does have photos, but I just haven't seen them. But I don't know that I need to know that the tables were frequently dirty at that one. That one was definitely, in my experience and in my opinion, it was not the best one in town. It was not. But it was still sometimes nice and convenient to have that, because you could get a French fry or whatever right there. You didn't, if you're at Walmart and you wanted something new while you're waiting for everyone else to get done or shopping or whatever it is, you could just do that. But yeah, still didn't change the fact that it wasn't perfect. Anywhere near perfect. And that was back when the amount they were making then would have been a little more feasible. Like nowadays, the amount that most of these fast food guys are getting, can't really live on that stuff. It's almost penny change in a way. On surface level, you might be able to get enough to technically live, but then once you factor in taxes and the fact that you still got to be able to feed yourself, you don't really have that much left over, do you? I'm not saying it's all places. I'm not saying it's none either, though, because it is some that's like it's chump change pretty much you're getting, you know. It's garbage pretty much. Maybe better than gaining $0. I'll give it that, but not necessarily enough to live reasonably. Let's see, what's happening over here? I don't know what's happening in downtown right now. They got this road lit up, so it looks pretty nice. A lot more attractive at night, I'll give it that. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I'm going a little bit faster. 3, 2, 1, 0. Yellow. Red. Green. Downtown Historic District. And that's a stop. Not gonna lie, that motorcycle thing on the left, for a slight instance, just for an instant, it kind of looked like a Suron. Kind of looked like Suron. I was like, really? Somebody parked a Suron out here on the street? I don't know that I would leave one of those out here, but no, it's not a Suron. Not a Suron. Actually, I didn't need to stop there. It's a flashing yellow, but oh well. Kind of just looking around out, and there's nobody around me anyway, so it's okay. I don't remember that light flashing yellow for this direction. I thought it was red before. Wasn't it red in this direction? Same thing with Pioneer. Wasn't it red in this direction before when it flashed? I guess I'll have to go back on Standby News' live streams for this one to answer that question. I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember. So yeah, I kind of forgot to finish my sentence on this, or my words on this. So obviously there was no video last week for an update video. There will not be one this week either because I haven't really had time to get out and do that, and I still got other stuff that I'm kind of dealing with, trying to get taken care of. So won't be one this week. Might be one next week. Might be one next week. I think there might be. I definitely need to do one because there's been quite a bit of sudden changes happening around town. But yeah, and there's also something else too. So something I want to try is starting up my own cycling group. And there's kind of a specific reason for this, which is the same reason that I can't really go out of Cheyenne anymore, kind of anyway. So here in Cheyenne, there is already a cycling, well, I guess there's kind of two. I think there's some kind of mountain bike group, which that's outside of my league. And there's also a city biking group, but they do their group rides on Wednesdays. And I honestly enjoyed it. I like the group a lot. Unfortunately, my circumstances have made it to the point where it's kind of hard to do stuff on Wednesdays or Mondays anymore. If I'm, I guess on one upside of not having that dog wake, man, that's kind of sad to say. But either way, the way circumstances have changed in a way, maybe I can get going sooner, but it's still not going to be soon enough to really make it super duper feasible to do that. Maybe it's a little more feasible now, but it's still complicated. It's still complicated. So at the end of the day, just because of the complications, it's still hard to do like a Wednesday. Do things on Wednesdays, or it's another day of the week that's also hard too. But for that reason, I kind of want to try and do my own cycle group thing. So and just see what happens. I don't know. For all I know, it could totally flop, but if it does, that's okay. But for now, I'm calling it Try and Cycle Sunday. So I've set up a Facebook page and Instagram page for this. I got the maps on Garmin Connect as well as Google My Maps. I also set up a blogspot page for Try and Cycle Sunday. So if you're in Cheyenne and you have a bicycle, by all means, go over, check out the page, and maybe I'll see you next Sunday. Because next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. I want to do that. Try to do a first official one and just see how it goes. I have no idea what'll happen. I'm a noob at this, but it's okay. At least I have some experience, I guess. But okay, there we go, 45. But this Sunday at the park over by Bain Elementary, totally forgetting the name of the park right now, is where we'll start. We'll start there and we'll end there. Gonna try and keep it on side roads and bike paths for this one. And it'll start at 3:30 p.m. and probably be about, I'm gonna guess, I don't know, train's gone. Probably be about maybe half hour, 45-minute ride, so not too bad. It's gonna be 5-ish miles if I remember right. I think I went for about 5 on the route on this one. So there is that, and maybe we'll drive by that park too, just to make it a point. But you can find all the details and map routes and everything on the Blogspot page, as well as in the Facebook event I've set up. You can also find info about it as I posted on the Instagram page for that. I want to turn around here. This is another thing I could probably do a video on at some point, but I just haven't. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's all the way out here on the end of town, but this place on the right, it used to be a Phillips 66, and it's definitely deplorable as hell. It's not in good shape. It's been sitting vacant for well over a decade now. Actually, closer to a decade and a half. Place I wanted to do a video of. I've technically done a little bit of video of it. I've shown it in a live stream before. We've done a walk around to the building. Probably, honestly, at that time it wasn't posted on the building, so I probably actually kind of could have gone inside that time because it was wide open. It still is wide open, but they've put posted signs on it, so I was like, well, crap, now I can't really go inside of it, but it's on the building, not around the property, and kind of got to go through the property to access the nearby businesses. You can't go to Tres Margaritas without going on that property, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any reason why not to do it. And it's kind of unique. The hard part is doing the research, because there's not a lot online. There's like one page that has a photo of it, and that's about it. So it's like I actually got to do physical research for that, and that's another thing where it's like, crap, I can't really do that anymore because of all the complications. Now, maybe on certain days it might be a little more feasible, but I mean, it's still complicated. I wish it weren't so complicated. I wish it weren't so deeply personal topics where I could share it, but like there's just a lot of details I really cannot share just because they are deeply, deeply personal topics. It sucks, but it's kind of, it puts me in a weird place when I'm trying to talk about where things are at, because it's like I kind of need to share something, because you guys kind of do deserve to know what's going on and why things are going different on the channel, but simultaneously it's stuff that involves more than just me, so it's like I can't share everything, and it's probably not important to share everything anyway, right? At the end of the day, most of the info is not too important, is it? At the end of the day, it's just the way that things are. It's not a lot I can do about it. I'll have to come by the hitching post during the daylight hours sometime to see where things are at, because I can't see. They do got some fencing up along here where the Atlas Motel was. So, right, was it the Atlas or the Stagecoach? I don't remember. No, I think it's the Atlas. Either way, They got fencing up there, so maybe they're finally going to build that hotel. They had a lot of like electrical stuff sticking out of the ground for months and months and months, but now it's fenced off, so maybe they'll do something now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And see, this car next to me probably is speeding. I'm doing about 30, maybe a mile or two under, and they're going quicker than me. And now they turned right. It's like you had to get past me so you could turn right. And now, like, I kid you not, if you were going the same speed as I was and just kind of stayed behind me, you would have gotten there about the same amount of time. It would have probably been indifferent. Probably been minimal effect on you to just go the speed limit. But, oh well. I guess that's what happens when you have road design that makes you want to go fast. It's kind of bad when, like, I can be, you know, just sitting somewhere and see, like, I don't know how I describe it. I don't want to be totally dickish here. I don't want to be misleading. There have been numerous times where I've been driving along at, you know, the speed limit, and a police car will be going a bit quicker than the speed limit. A bit quicker. And I'll know that because I'm going the speed limit, and they're going fast enough to go fast beyond me. So, I mean, sometimes I'm sure maybe they're trying to bait, right? Maybe there's every now and again where they're trying to just see if they'll get someone to mess up, speed past them, and give a reason to get a ticket. Maybe some of them do that. I don't know. I'm sure they do. But, like, I don't think it's every time. I really don't. I physically refuse to believe it's every time, just because of certain experiences I've had. And at that point, it does beg the question of how the roads are designed. I mean, you tell me, how does it feel on this part right here, even where I'm driving? Does it feel like I should be going slower or faster than I am? Which right now I'm doing about the speed limit, which is 20. Does it feel like I should be going quicker to you guys? I don't know. I love the horse palace's lights. Every time they flash, they end up making me think there's a police car, fire truck, or something over here. And then it's like, oh wait, it's their lights. It has other colors in it, so I guess it's not totally confusing. But if you don't see the green light, then you end up getting thrown off a little bit. It's amusing, but yeah. I'll reach out again here in a second. I want to get somewhere where I can kind of stop. I think I can stop right here. There's no sign saying no parking on this bit. All right, I'll park. I need to switch back over to YouTube. It's gonna do a laggy thing for a minute, and I need to. Maybe I'll turn this thing this way. Yeah, half of this block is no parking, but this part where I'm at, there's no sign saying no parking, so I'm parking here. Hey Ashley, how are you doing? Okay, I didn't miss too much. Okay, good stuff. Oh man, every time we went out there was always one grumpy worker. At that McDonald's? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I've heard, or no, it's not even I've heard it. I literally saw the photo of it. On Facebook, there's someone who posted a photo of, I kid you not, raw burger meat from that McDonald's. At least they said it was from that McDonald's. Maybe there's wiggle room there. Maybe it came from another McDonald's. I don't know. But, I mean, beyond that, I kid you not, it was raw burger meat, clearly on a McDonald's bun. It's like, wow. It's like, wow. It's okay. I did need the laugh. Oh, man. I did need the laugh. I appreciate it. Oh, man. I think that's all the chats. Let me make sure. Hold on a minute. Come on, YouTube. Come on. I know you want to. Oh, okay. That's... Okay. There we go. Okay, the chat's not frozen. Good stuff. Favorite food? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I particularly have a exact favorite food. I mean, corn's good, steak's good. I like a good ribeye every now and again. Even prime rib can be pretty good. I do like the steakhouse sandwich things. Kind of like what you get at Charlie Philly Steaks. Like those are pretty good. I've had them at other places too, and they're usually, the Philly sandwiches usually always pretty good. I like those a lot. What else? Crepes are definitely one thing I enjoy. When I was still able to go to Colorado frequently, and when I still, last time I went there, the buffet in North Glen off of 104th and I-25, forgetting the name of it at the moment, but it's an Italian buffet, really good food there. They have just about anything you want, and I mean, it's really good. To this day, I have not had a bad experience there. Not sponsored either, obviously, but like, I've had crepes from there, and I like the crepes from there. I've also had crepes from one of the local food trucks. Not sponsored, but a friend, kind of. We've talked to each other quite a bit throughout the last year since I met the owner during the slow roll. So, like, there is that. But there's a local food truck. I'm trying to think of the name. It's not coming to mind. Graffiti Cuisine. There it is. Graffiti Cuisine occasionally has crepes on their menu as well, and I like their crepes too. Really good. Both really good. But either way, crepes are definitely one thing I enjoy. What other things? So that's the thing. I really don't know if I have a particular absolute favorite food there, but there are certain foods where it's like, I really like these specific foods, so I'll get them again. Getting things like cheesy fries or chili cheese fries, those are usually good. It's like at Outback, they have a cheesy fry. Ironically, at Rodolfo's, they had a cheesy fry thing. I've gotten chili cheese fries from Wendy's. Like, there's quite a few places that do that kind of thing, and that's another thing I enjoy. I find I enjoy a lot. Some I did find funny. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say it because I find it kind of odd and funny at the same time. So I'm not gonna name the YouTuber that I'm talking about, but it's a more popular YouTuber that, frankly, if you watch Wally B or Stan's Journeys or one of the other people in the community, there's a pretty good chance you might know who I'm talking about. Either way, apparently he recently had a dog pass away. Now, in his case, thank God, the dog passed away because of natural causes pretty much. He said that the dog had passed away because of lightning. The dog was afraid of lightning really bad, unlike mine. So in a way, it's good that it passed away naturally rather than having hard things. Jesus Christ. Either way, the point is, the thing that I found funny was not the fact that, not necessarily the fact that it passed away a similar time frame, like maybe a few days before had to do business, but what was funny was that it had the exact same name, down to the letter, down to the very spelling of the name as our dog that had to do that. I don't know. This is the weirdest thing I stumbled across. And I think it was last night when I stumbled across it. I just was scrolling through the feed, just looking at what new videos I'd missed over the last few days. I see his community post about it, and it's like, what the actual heck? How does that happen? Okay, wasn't sure what's happening there, but okay. It's partially distracted from it, but yeah, it's like, actually, what the heck is actually happening? Like, that is so weird. And I mean, even somewhat similar age, like I think he said his was like a year younger, at least based on the wording he put. A year or so younger, maybe a little more than a year, based on the wording he put. But either way, that is just wild to me. Like, what are the odds that not, like, I can understand that maybe it's possible that something like that could happen and I just never would know. But what are the odds of it being someone who I actively follow and occasionally watch at least occasionally, and maybe sometimes frequently, depending on the season, watch videos from? What are the odds of that person also having a dog with the same name that died for, in a way, somewhat similar reasons? What are the odds of that? It's just weird to me. It's kind of funny, kind of sad. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just really weird. And I stumbled across it. And it's just, what the actual heck? How does that happen? I know I'm repeating myself, but it's like, like, I don't know how to process that. It's weird. Weird how that works out. Really weird. Really, really, really weird how that works out. And it's like, you know, before that point, we never would have known that either one of us had a dog with the same name. We never, you know, like back when my dog, in this case, our dog was named, you know, I don't think I even knew of this YouTube channel, of the YouTuber that I'm talking about. I don't think I even knew it existed, or if I did, I definitely didn't have a YouTube account. I definitely didn't know he had dogs. It's like, what are the odds of it just happening to have the same name, similar age, and all that? Like, it's kind of wild how that works out. I almost wanted to say something on that community post, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it just because it's kind of a sad thing to talk about. Not the right time to do it, so to speak, for me or for him. But it's just absolutely, it is mind-boggling how that works out. Really mind-boggling. Really mind-boggling. And I don't know why they got so many lights out over here at the Cheyenne Plaza. Over where Big Lots and all that is. The lights in front of Big Lots and Trampoline Park are mostly on, but all the other lights in the parking lot besides Murdoch's are like turned off. Except for the signage. Like, the signage lights are on, but the street lamps that light the parking lot are off. That's not a bad thing. It saves electricity and it's less light pollution, but it is interesting to me that they've done that. And oh my goodness, solar energy. I'm gonna get this. I'm getting this. I wanted a photo of this a few days ago. It ticked me off that I couldn't get this photo. I'm gonna get this photo. Right here, right now. I want this photo. I kind of got the photo, but it ended up turning out blurred for one reason or another. So I'm gonna get the photo now. I'm not taking no for an answer this time. Solar transport. So, of course, Maverick got solar transport too. And there's a truck over here on the left. Hopefully the stream's still working. Hopefully it wasn't frozen up for you guys. Do let me know in the chat. Not the perfect photo, but better than the other ones. It's still hard to do just because it's nighttime, but at least it's fairly well lit, so I at least got a better photo. At some point, I gotta have a chance where it's in the daylight and I can get a really, really good photo, but yeah. Switch back over here, see what's going on. Okay, it's good. Good stuff. I appreciate it, Ashley. Yeah, for sure. I like those foods. I like those foods a lot. That's another thing I do kind of have a liking for. It depends a little bit. So, like, hot dogs are one thing where when I have it at home, I don't know what it is, but they never it just doesn't taste the same as getting it at a hot dog stand or a proper hot dog restaurant. But when, you know, like, I do like the ones from, I know there's some people that don't like the sweet Hawaiian roll thing, and that's okay. But I personally, I kind of do actually like the sweet roll thing. Like, that actually kind of goes well with the hot dog. And the hot dog, I don't know, it has that vibe that it's just better. I mean, even gas station hot dogs, in my experience, kind of are a little bit better than the ones that you might have at home a lot of times. Not always, though, too. Because, I mean, there have been times where I've gone over to a family member's house, like a relative or a friend, even a friend's house, where they'll have hot dogs, and they'll be the good hot dogs. But I don't know, the hot dogs that we get, for some reason, I don't know what it is. They don't hit right. They're not bad, but they don't hit the same way as ones from like a hot dog stand or something like that. And personally, I kind of like those better. Let's see. I think I got a hot dog in Washington D.C. when I went to D.C. I've definitely gotten a hot dog or two at the hot dog stand that used to set up in Lowe's here in Cheyenne. It's a certain hot dog stand that I'll give them credit. It's better than doing it at home, but I don't like those ones as much. They kind of have that same similar vibe in a way to the ones we have. They're not terrible, so I mean, if they're around, I'll get them, but simultaneously, there are other ones that just, I don't know, they hit different. They I don't know, it's like the texture. It's like the texture, I guess, that hits different. And it's just hard to describe. Vroom vroom. I'm just wandering around wherever, because why not? But, yeah. Maybe we'll go for a little longer still and see about wrapping it up. Do need to get some sleep tonight. I want to get up and take care of stuff in the morning a little bit. I'd almost go ahead and do an update video for this next Sunday, but the biggest thing is that it's already kind of the middle of the week, and by the time I get out, it'll probably be Thursday or Friday again. So it's kind of awkward to start a weekly update video if it's starting at the end of the week. It'd make more sense to just go ahead and wait till the next week. And of course, like, in a way, even on Sunday, I almost was wanting to go out and try and do it, but there's just no bringing myself doing it. I wasn't feeling up to it with the chaos, so. But that's okay. That's okay. Green River. Green River Street. I guess in a way it is kind of a green river over here, right? You got the Greenway, and it's kind of a creek more than river, but I imagine it's probably more of a reference to something like a city called Green River, but yeah. Taco John's. Now this McDonald's is closed for the night. Still never did the air thing. I was going to do that, and then life happened. I can't, in a way, I almost can't help but have it come to mind. I'm kind of trying not to, but the more I try not to, the more it does. Or at least the more that I notice it coming to mind. But it's like, can't hide it, I guess. At the end of the day, kind of got to let it out, right? Like, it's not, as far as I understand, it's not really that healthy of a thing to hold in negativity. Bottling it up like that. Now we are coming back over here. Looks like Wingstop is now closed for the night. Still workers in there cleaning up, I think, but lobby lights are out. I could still do them again. It's nice to have three wing places, at least in terms of restaurants to go to. It's just nice to have a little bit of variety to change things up every now and then, Like, at the end of the day, I'm still going to probably ultimately support. I don't anticipate a time where I'm not going to support the other two wing places. And there are other places in town that also have wings. So, for example, 2 doors down, they have wings, and their wings are good. I like them. At least in my opinion, they're good wings. So that, next time I go there, I might get wings again. All right, are you ready for a meme sign again? Here we go. Here's meme sign. Is it 35? Is it 25 or is it 40? I don't know. Right here it's 25. And wait for it. There. That's 40. Right there is 40, even though technically it's a work zone. Does because they have the work zone sign up, is it for the whole work zone, or does that speed limit sign not being covered up mean I can technically go 40 right there? I don't know. It's like it's misleading. It's entertaining to think about for me. Random ramble. But today, because having to look for certain stuff, certain rocks, I actually went on my first scale today in real life. Not in American Truck Simulator, but in real life. I actually went on a real life, car scale, vehicle scale, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know it's a little thing, but it's kind of cool in a way. Never done that before. Never done that before. The cool thing is that because I've watched, between playing American Truck Simulator and watching a YouTuber who basically goes around and grabs trash to take to a recycling center and get a little bit of moolah off of. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. It's good to get stuff that would otherwise go to the dump and recycle. I think it's a good thing overall, but between watching a few videos from that and also, doing American Truck Simulator, of course, too, that's kind of how there's Menards, by the way. That's kind of how I kind of already knew how it worked. It's kind of cool. I feel like someone else who had never done that before would probably be more confused than I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they can figure it out. But simultaneously, I do wonder if they would be a little confused on if they'd need to go back on the scale after they get their product. Whereas in my case, it's I just knew I needed to do that. Then again, maybe the wording that that hole is patched, by the way, standby news. They patched that hole with pavement. There's a nasty hole there that gave someone a flat tire. They ranted about on Facebook, and ultimately the city did get it fixed, so that's good. I don't know. Maybe the way these guys worded it wouldn't be confusing, but then again, I feel like somebody who's never done the rocks by weight like that with their vehicle, I don't know if they know to do that or not. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to ponder to me, but yeah, at least at the moment. Oh yeah, I was going to go over to that park, wasn't I? That's the other thing I was going to do, and something again distracted me. Maybe the hitch. I think it was the hitching post that distracted me. I think I was thinking about the hitching post and all that. And I think that actually just totally grabbed off my attention from going over to that park. So we'll go do that now, and I'll reach out here once I get over there. All right, so we're gonna go left on Pershing from here. We're on Windmill, going left on Pershing. So the park where I'm gonna start it, because I think this might be about the best spot, because it's in a neighborhood. It's got bike paths nearby, not exactly directly connecting to it, but you could get to the neighborhood from the bike path. It does have connections to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood's pretty chill for the most part. So I think it'll work. It's over by Bain Elementary, and I'm totally forgetting the name. We'll look at the sign when we get over there. Isn't it Lincoln Park or something like that? I can't remember. Funny thing is, I've gone to that park at least a bit in my life. So it's I should know the name by now, but I just don't. we're gonna, we'll take a ride on Ridge. Why not? We'll take a ride on Ridge Road. Go up to Lincoln Way. You could go on College too, but go up to Lincoln Way. Or actually go up to 12th Street. I don't know. College kind of takes us back though. I don't know. Then again, this is slower speeds. I don't know. Either way works. You could even go a little bit farther if you wanted to. Probably go up Taft and 12th and all that. Get to the park I'm talking about. That's where I'm gonna set up for now. I kind of don't want to do the same park that Slow Roll is at because I don't want to be confused with Slow Roll. Right? Slow Roll starts at Holiday Park most of the time. Once in a while they'll start somewhere else like Civic Park or they'll end somewhere else, like they might end at one of the bars downtown or at one of the restaurants or something like that. Continue forward here. This light has sensors on it, which that is one thing I like. The one thing I don't like is the high speeds here. The high speeds here are the reason I lost a relative. What? Jesus, more than a year ago now, I think it was. Died in a nasty car crash here. And hence that intersection gives me anxiety more than the Nation Way and Logan one, which that one still gives me anxiety because I witnessed a car crash from my rear view mirror. Oh man, I wish I had that on the recording. Like I wish I had dash cams to back it up. Oop, didn't see that car. I gotcha. I had a blind spot here. There's a pole here. A little bit of a blind spot there. It's going slow enough that I was able to hit the brakes, and back up. But I probably gave them a little bit of a energy kick. Not intentional, of course, but it's just what happened. Couldn't see around the truck and the pole. Just didn't see it. I looked twice too. I don't know how I missed the car, but I did. But that's okay. We're safe. We're okay. We're okay. Okay, so this is 12th. We're on. Here's College. We gotta wait for the light. Maybe while I wait there, I don't know. The light might change quickly though. Maybe. Yep, it's changing now. I'm glad I didn't try looking at the chat then, because that would have been a waste of time. I wouldn't have been able to get there in time. See it. Alright. Maybe we'll go to the next one. Doesn't matter too much what one here. That's Diamond Avenue, goes by Loaf and Jug, and we'll turn right on this one. This one is Adams Avenue. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, gonna try and do my own little cycle group thing. So I'm gonna plan on just meeting up here next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Was originally gonna do it last Sunday, but it looked like it was gonna rain. Didn't end up raining when it would have happened, but then again, it was Mother's Day, so not the most ideal time of day to do that. I don't see any car here. We're good. But yeah, pretty much right over here, kind of in this parking lot area. Kind of. A little bit beyond it. That's where we'll just plan on meeting up. Right over here, beyond the billards, whatever you want to call them. Pillars. I don't know. There's a proper name and I'm not thinking, but pretty much right over here. Next, kind of in this vicinity on this little closed section of road. That's where we'll meet up. And we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. I don't know. For all I know, nobody will show up. And if that's the case, that's okay. Even if it doesn't, I'll still show up. And I'll still try to show up for the future ones. Try to plan around the holidays. And, of course, got to plan around the Frontier Days. Because that's a crazy time. But just plan on meeting up over here off next to Bain Elementary. Here's Madison Avenue and East 10th. Ow. Rocks. dips and bumps and shit. Okay. Here we go. They got their sprinklers going. I think there's a sign over here, isn't there? I thought there used to be. I don't know. Maybe not. I forget the name of this park right now, and I don't see the sign. But yeah, we'll meet up over in this area though, and just see what happens, because why not? So yeah, if definitely check it out if you would be interested in that. That would be Cheyenne Cycle Sunday on Facebook and Instagram, and I think I did CheyenneCycleSunday.blogspot.com, or did I shorten it? I can't remember. You can find links to that from the blogs, from the Facebook and Instagram pages, and in both Facebook and Blogspot, I will have links to the map that we'll be following as needed. I don't know if I'll do some of the similar things that the other group has done or not, where they sometimes won't reveal a ride right away. Sometimes they'll have a surprise route, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'll do that or not. May or may not. We'll see. If that's something people might be interested in, maybe. I don't know. Right up ahead of us to the left, by the way, is one of the Greenway connections, by the way. So hence, like I say, pretty easy to access. I almost wouldn't have minded doing like Cahill, and maybe I could always change to that at some point, but biggest thing there is just that there's I don't know, you kind of got to go out by a really busy road no matter what way you go from there. There's not a lot of options. I don't know why I didn't turn left there. Well, we'll turn left up here. It's kind of not a lot of options to go without crossing a busy road or even having to ride on a busy road from there. There are at least bike path connections, so I mean, it's not the worst park in the world, but yeah. I don't know what's one I was almost thinking about, but I don't know. Debatable topic, maybe. I know sometimes Cheyenne Slow Roll still will do like a occasional weekend stream. Last year I think they did one on Saturday at one point, so you know, if they do that, then maybe I'll do it. If things work out where I can hop on to one of their normally scheduled ones, maybe I'll try to hop onto that. But it's like the Wednesdays just suck for me anymore. They really do. They're gonna suck for me until further notice. So weekends aren't too bad. They're good and bad, but like weekends are probably going to be the one time that if I'm able to go out, I'm definitely going to be able to go out. But Wednesdays, yeah. Bad day to go out for me anymore. It just is the way it is. Okay, that's random. I don't remember the Ace Hardware sign being on this side of the building. I do not remember that when I was over here earlier. Maybe I just didn't notice it, but does that mean the front lights are on now? Or are they still out on the front? Well, either way, I guess you guys will see what I mean. It's really dark over here tonight. I don't know why. I don't know why they got so much of the lights out. In a way, it's, like I said, in a way it's not bad because it saves electricity. It's less light pollution. No, the front lights are still out anyways. It's just that side one that's lit. That's interesting. More of the Dollar Tree turned their overhead sign light out though. Like, yeah, you can see what I mean. It's really, really, really dark over here, and this is really bad. Ooh, God, that's a bad spot. Ugh, I even was going slow over that, and it still hurt. They really need to fix that spot. That spot is a really, really bad spot in this parking lot. There you go. Jesus. I don't think I scuffed the car. It's not like it's super low to the ground, but it's like, dang, those are hard. That's one upside about riding my bike. I can go on the narrow bit that happens to be in perfect shape right there. But in a car, no. You either got to drive around it or go through it, and it sucks. I wish they'd fix it. Wish they would. They fixed it at one point before, but that was a long time ago. The fact that so many parking lots have so many holes in them almost all the time, just, I mean, and then they often will sit there for months and months until they get really bad where someone actually pops a tire on them or something. And of course, at that point, they probably only fix it because they don't want a lawsuit, which who could blame them? But it's like, the fact that so many parking lots are so poorly maintained, just to me, it's an indicator of just how freaking unsustainable doing the car-centric setup is. Like, it's just so unsustainable as far as I can tell. Not having some car infrastructure isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just that the way things have gone over the last, half century really have shifted the way everything is in a way that it really kind of isn't, just not very sustainable. Just not enough money in the bank to keep things all Gucci. And even if you did, you have the same problem that Cheyenne claims to have, which I'm sure they do, which is they don't know where all the holes are. They gotta rely on a form that you fill out for potholes a little bit. I'm sure they notice potholes from time to time and take care of them when they see them, or at least try to. But I don't know. You know what? Let's go straight. And it even kind of does apply with the retail, right? Like when a store like Kmart or Sears, or for that matter even Walmart, goes out, suddenly you have this whole section of land that's doing nothing. It's just sitting there collecting dust and falling apart as soon as it closes. And it's going to stay that way until it gets replaced. Whereas a building that's more like downtown, where you have several things that could be in a building at one time, you might have, you could have 5 businesses out, but you might still have a couple of businesses in there that are making something, helping keep things running. There is a little bit of pitfall, I guess, to having the older buildings, and of course there is part of the issue with just being the modern times too, because there's always the parking requirements. There's a lot of other regulations these days that make it really hard to build things like what we used to. Here in Cheyenne, apparently it's actually supposed to be easier, because there's actually a thing, what do they call it? A mixed-use business thing. I think that's it, if I remember right. That basically does help with reducing parking minimums, reducing the how strict the rules are. So like that's actually one way in which Cheyenne does actually happen to be ahead of Boulder in a way, because at least from my understanding, according to the YouTube channel called Distilled, who lives in Boulder, he's openly said that in a reply to a comment of mine. That actually happens to be one way where Cheyenne actually is ahead of Boulder, which is kind of interesting how that works out. Boulder doesn't really have something like that so much. You still have a lot of the minimum stuff. Granted, Boulder might be a little bit more lenient in a way, because they were built tighter in the first place. Like even the most car-centric areas are pretty tight. They feel like they're pretty close together. So, I don't know. Maybe in that way there's a little more leniency, but they don't have the same zoning regulation in a way there. Like there's a little bit of zoning regulation that they don't have that Cheyenne does. I want to say it's mixed-use business, but I can't remember. It might be a different class. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's okay. There is a good video on his channel where he's kind of talked about cities that have good infrastructure, and he mentioned that Boulder doesn't actually have that. Like it doesn't have the little bit of zoning regulation. But that's where it kind of goes back into the other way, where I was kind of talking about earlier with 28th Street in Boulder. That's not not a great street for people to ride on, just because you're right next to traffic if you ride on the street. Like, most people, unless you're brave enough to do it, you're probably going to ride on the sidewalk. But there's other streets where it's like they simultaneously are significantly farther ahead of Cheyenne and even Fort Collins, where they actually have like proper areas for bikes and people to walk. I know it's I'm kind of rambling about that, but it's like that's another topic I find interesting. And I forgot to look at chat over there at the park. I'm sorry. I'll look at this park. Maybe I'll park next to the park, because I think the park's technically, I don't know what time it is. If it's after midnight, the park's closed. If it's before midnight, the park's open. But I don't know. I'll just park somewhere. 1 second. But anyway, yeah, another little bit of a rambly thing there, but another topic that I like to just kind of ponder around a little bit. It's interesting to think about. It's kind of fun to think about where Cheyenne could have new bike paths. Like, I know there is kind of that planning map, but I don't know what happened to it. It's not accessible publicly anymore for some reason. I don't know if maybe the link just went bad, or I don't know. Kind of hoping the link just went bad, because I really hope it's still actively being planned. But it's kind of fun either way. It's still kind of fun to just kind of think about where things could actually be improved. But I mean, it still could be worse. There was a time where Cheyenne had no greenway, no bike path. There wasn't anything. You had maybe I'll park up behind this truck. You had nothing though. Like, it's just the streets and the sidewalks and the few paths through the park. You didn't have a greenway that connected things. So anyway, I'll look in chat here in 1 second. Let me get over to the side of the road. Okay. Let's park for a minute. Alright. Come on, chat. It's refreshing. It's refreshing. And let's try hitting play for a minute. What's happening? Hold on a minute. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. What's up, Renee? Yay, they listened to me. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people messaged after that post. But I'm sure they've probably listened to yours as well, considering they fixed it. Okay, I saw that one. Let's see. I appreciate it, Ashley. I do. I truly do. That's all right, Ashley. Ashley, Alicia. That's all right. I got you. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm gonna be depressed for a little while, no matter what. Deaths take a toll on you. They just do. In my life, I've lost quite a few dogs, but I mean, most of the ones I've lost, I was a little kid. I was young enough to the point where I didn't understand yet, really, not fully. So, but I have had dogs die since then, where it's like, yeah, even those ones kind of, that's 2000, 10, 20, and 3 more years. So 3 decades, 3 years roughly ago. Maybe it's better now than it was back then, but it also isn't the best it could be. It still has its problems. Is it buffering? Do I need to move? Where is it buffering? Maybe I'll move and ask. Let me move somewhere else. If it's buffering, then that's not good. Holiday Park is another spot the stream tends to buffer a lot. I don't usually lose connection, but I do have a little bit of lag. So let me get somewhere else. Let me go downtown, and then I'll chat again here in 1 second. I know you guys are going to have a weird angle for a minute, and I apologize. Let me get downtown real quick. It's usually a little bit better downtown. Holiday Park's still not the worst though. And Lions Park is kind of the same way as Holiday Park. It's not the worst internet connection for phones, but it still sucks a little bit to the point where it will buffer. I usually don't lose connection in those spots, but it will buffer if I'm doing a live stream. So I'll back up a little bit in the live chat and just kind of go back over the chats. Make sure you guys heard what I was saying, and then I'll continue. I know it's a weird angle you guys see right now, but it'll work for now. Alright, gotta slow down here. It's into 20. And I don't know if I can really park here. Maybe I can park behind this guy though. I think we can do that. Alright. Maybe the buffer is good now. So let me back up and go back over real quick. Just to make sure I didn't buffer you guys out. So let's see, where was I? I need to go. Definitely appreciate that, Ashley. But yeah, as I said, I guess I'll start with Alicia's comment because that's kind of where I was talking before. So like Alicia said, don't worry and don't let depression or anxiety get you, for sure. Anyway, I do get that, but simultaneously, all due respect. I just thought of that commercial on TV where they say, when you say all due respect, it's still taken offensively. Anyway, all due respect, in seriousness, something like this is just gonna put you into depression state a little bit. It's just the way it is. It sucks, you know. I've had quite a few dogs die in my time. For a good amount of them died when I was younger for one reason or another, passing away or whatever had to be done. But and you know, back then I was younger, so I didn't really understand back then. Nowadays, when I'm older, it's like I do. So it's like the last 2 dogs that we've had pass away for one reason or another. You know, they were hard, and having that one, the one recently pass away, that was hard. And I've also had to definitely relatives or friends or whatever pass away. There's at least one friend I can think of that passed away, and at least 2 relatives I can think of that passed away. I think there's maybe 3. Anyway, but that led me to the rant about how one of my relatives had to unfortunately pass away because of a nasty car accident over there at Lincoln Wind Ridge. I think it was like a year and a half ago, something like that. I don't remember the exact day anymore, but it was kind of unsettling to hear that, to find out about that happening. And it kind of led me to a rant about how, yeah, maybe the intersection of Lincoln Wind Ridge is better now than it was, you know, 3 decades and 3 years ago, back around 1990 or so. There's a satellite view thing in the Wyoming Historic Archive website that showed plans for Ridge Road. The overhead showed butt trees when it was being built. Like at the very top, and at the other end, like throughout Ridge Road, you could actually see plans for bike infrastructure, which was wild. Like, it wasn't like the greatest bike infrastructure, but they actually planned on like putting proper bike lanes in, like some kind of bike lane in, more than just a gutter. But I mean, that never, it's kind of there, but it never actually got marked. But in that image, there's a kind of blurb that said the intersection of Ridge Road and Lincoln Way, and also 12th Street and Nation Way, that whole thing was a gigantic mess. It looked like a disaster back then. So I'll give it credit. Maybe it is better now than it was back then. But simultaneously, I do think the intersection still has a long way to go, because that is a bad intersection. There's been so many crashes at that around the intersection of Ridge Road and Lincoln Way because of the high speed. I think it's 45 in either direction going through the intersection of Ridge Road while on Lincoln Way, if I remember right. I think so. I think I'm remembering that right. And there's been so many crashes. There's that crash I mentioned. There's a crash where somebody had plowed into the Sherry's. And, you know, in both cases, I think the drivers were actually going significantly faster than the speed limit. But, I mean, it was still, you know, it's still on a faster, busy road, kind of busy, but definitely faster speed limit road. So it's like, excuse me, there's so many crashes that happen there that it's obvious something still needs to be improved there. And I don't know how you fix that. It's still not great. Man, and the funny thing is too, a random rant about the guy that went into the Sherry's parking lot. It happened that it was the same morning. The morning that he had crashed in there was the same morning that Big Lots had their very first day in their new location. It wasn't technically the grand opening, but it was their very first day. And it happens to be the day that I was there. I didn't get very much video or photos of the scene there because I wasn't sure what was happening. Plus, I kind of wanted to focus on Big Lots. But I do regret not getting a little more footage and photos, at least from afar, because that was a sight to see. I think if I remember right, the vehicle was already pulled out of the area of the Sherry's by then. Like I think it was pulled over closer to the main parking lot. I don't think it crashed into the Sherry's per se, but it did crash really close to a point where I think a window was broken because there's something flying off the vehicle. And they had absolutely obliterated the Sherry's sign that was standing there. Like the standalone Sherry's sign. It obliterated it. So yeah, that was a mess. And that was, again, it's on that road. And of course, I think, like, if I remember right, that guy was said to be driving drunk. But I mean, even drunk, like that is a problem. That is kind of a problem that needs solved, and I don't know how you go about solving that. Especially with all this stuff that's been built up around there, right? You got Family Dollar that's closed, but it's standing. You got Come and Go. You got, all the stuff there that's been built. So it's like, I don't know how you fix that. I appreciate that standby. By the way, the 30 likes thing. But anyway, I know that was a really random rant, but like it's just something I was thinking about in that moment. And I think that's about it. I think I'm pretty much caught up on chat, so I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah. I need a drink now, but I'm out of water. Maybe that's a sign I need to the end of the stream. Alright, nobody's behind me, so we're good. Boom. Maybe that's a sign that I need to say about wrapping it up. I don't know. Alright, let's turn you guys back this way, by the way. Before I forget. Come on. No one's behind me, so I'm not stopping anyone. But, there we go. Hi, cop. City police going down Central this time. One car, I missed this one. Yeah, another city police going the opposite direction of me on the next street over. Oh, you know what? Since we're over here, let's look at Ziggy's real quick. Let's see if they've gotten their window in. I kind of doubt it, because it sounds like the company's screwing them over. That's what it sounds like to me. Because apparently, at least from my understanding of talking to the franchise owner, yeah, I actually got to talk to the franchise owner when I was doing some of my video stuff. But apparently, at least from my understanding, the company that they were going through for the walk-up window was having issues with getting the window to be delivered from the company. So I don't know if they've gotten it in. Let's see. Oh my God, they actually got it in. Holy crap, they finally got it. So they finally delivered it. I guess but the thing I will say though, the company was saying that, wow, I almost want to do a video of this. Just because you don't see walk-up windows too much. The only one there is right now that I can think of is Human Being. Besides like the ones at Texas Roadhouse, but those aren't exactly the same. Kind of more of a takeaway window than a walk-up order window. I mean, I guess you could order there, but it's not quite the same thing. Whereas here it's you actually walk up, order, get your food or drink or whatever it is. And maybe I'll have to do a video of that. They finally got in, but at least from my understanding, People they had ordered, they were trying to get the window from at least originally. I don't know if the people delivered it finally or if they just went somewhere else, but the people they were trying to get from originally were apparently saying that they deliver it this week, but then they didn't. And then they say deliver it next week, but they didn't. And it just kept going on. And then, of course, I remember someone joking around about how they could go upstairs and talk to one of the law firms that are upstairs in that building. It's funny. I might actually have it on video still too, but I obviously didn't include it in the video. It's funny. I might, because I when I'm recording my videos, I usually try not to stop, because as soon as I stop recording, it ends up screwing everything up, right? If I stop recording with my camera or just my microphone, then suddenly I got this whole syncing issue to deal with, and in a way I could just restart the recording and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a pain in the butt, and that's, at least with the update videos, that's something I've kind of been trying to avoid. So I actually, secret here, but I haven't been using an external mic on these. I could probably use my lapel mic or something, but at least when I'm biking, it's kind of a pain because I'd have to keep unplugging it and plugging it back in whatever mic I use, because I'm not going to keep the phone out the entire time if I don't have to. But I mean, with driving, I probably could do a better mic, but it's like, you know what, phone mic works good enough. I can separate the tracks and get rid of the echo thing that for some reason my phone does. It's not too big of a deal, at least for those videos. Anyway, it's good enough. So it's like, screw it, I'll just do it that way. But yeah, I don't know when they're supposed to move the trains over here. I know there's talk of moving like 3 different locomotives over here, like the one in Lions Park, the little steam engine over there. I think the big boy at Holiday Park, if I remember, I supposedly was wanting to move over here, and maybe one other. I know there were 2, and I thought there was a 3rd one. I can't remember for certain, but I don't know if they're still going to do that or not. I don't know. And we got e-scooter heaven over here. I see 3 on the left, 2 on the right, and probably more somewhere else nearby. That's another video I still want to do, as a video kind of explaining how that e-scooter crash happened. I keep wanting to do it, but I keep putting it off. Partly because I don't exactly want to have to pay for another e-scooter, and I don't know if using an e-scooter is the best way of doing it. I'd rather just go pay like what are they these days, like 20 or 30 bucks or something for just a normal kick scooter. I don't know how much they are off the top of my head. Oh, there you go. There's more. There's like 5 right there. Let's see, 5 more, 6 more maybe right here on the right next to Wells Fargo. Like, that's kind of an idea that's pondered in my head, to just do that, because I'd kind of make it easier. But I don't know. Is it easier? Is it cheaper? It's probably not cheaper on the surface level. Is it easier? Maybe. Because then I don't got to worry about the time I'm on the scooter, because I don't remember the exact price. I know it was more than here to ride an e-scooter than in Denver. I remember there's like a base price when you start it. So you're like, no matter what, even if you use it for even a second, you're going to have to pay the base price. And if I remember right, it was like $3 here when I did it that time. And then there was also the cost of per time. I can't remember the exact cost. I almost want to say it's 50 cents a minute or something like that. I definitely remember it was not mileage based. It was not mileage based. So that means if you sit with it plugged in, then you're going to be having to deal with it at that point. You know, if it takes an hour to do the video, it's not cheaper than just going and getting a kick scooter to explain it, when a kick scooter would do the trick, right? It's kind of a ramble, I know, but it's like, I wouldn't mind doing a video about that. And I don't know if I would upload that to the Optopolis Extra channel or this channel. I don't know what would make more sense in this case, because yeah, it's not retail focused, but it kind of did happen when I was doing content for this channel, this main channel. So it's like, I don't know what makes more sense there. Maybe extra channel, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting idea to ponder, something to do maybe at some point, but yeah. I have at least explained it once before, but Or actually kind of twice before, but yeah. Of course, that did not happen here in Cheyenne, the crash. Of course it didn't. Happened in another city. And, well, if you know where to look, you can figure out what city it was. You actually probably could. If you know where to look and you've seen the right stuff, I don't know. You might have enough info to put a little bit of a thing there. It's like I'm not necessarily encouraging you to do it, but it's a thing that does exist. Interesting. Speaking of Taco John's, by the way, the photo that they used for I think is the first photo in the article. It's like the featured photo. They used the photo of this Taco John's over here. It's like one of the oldest ones. In fact, I think it's the oldest one that was actually a proper building instead of a trailer or something like that. This one right here on the right, Taco John's. Now, the building itself is new, but this location is very, very, very old. It's been here forever. And of course, there's an older photo that shows that when the Epic Egg it used to be a Sambo's. And before that, it was some kind of breakfast restaurant. Or, excuse me, Sambo's, but more recently, before Epic Egg, it was Sambo's. Sambo's, I think it's Sambo's. And you can see that in an image. I think it's in the Leclerc Jones photograph collection over on the Laramie County Library, one of the Laramie County Library's sites. It's like omeka.net or something like that. I don't remember the exact URL, but he took photos all over downtown Cheyenne, documenting the whole area. And one of the photos that's like an overhead photo looking towards the Taco John's, you can see Taco John's, the older building, and all that stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what time it is. Guess we'll go left since the road's closed. For a sec, I thought there was a car down there, but it's just one of the lights lighting a sign or something. Bum, 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 bum. So I have been told there are actually older photos of all this stuff along Del Range too. It's just that it hasn't been put on the archive website. And maybe there's good reason for that. Part of it, I'm sure, is that it's newer, and also just, just hasn't gotten there yet, because there's a lot of photos that have not been digitized. And even when they do, when it's online, they have to make the image significantly smaller than the original, so that way it loads it can be loaded on any machine. Like, their goal is to make, at least from my understanding, their goal is to reduce the chance of any kind of thing that might prevent you from using their site. So they end up putting a very low resolution image online that's just good enough that you can see kind of what it is, get the idea, get the gist. But it's not sharp enough to really fully grasp it without actually having it. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting how they do that. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, to do it that way. But either way, it's pretty cool that it's a resource that exists. I know that's a different thing than the omeka.net thing or whatever it is. Library Omeka. I don't remember the exact URL. But, I mean, worst case, you can always find some of the King FM, or, well, frankly, Town Square Media articles, because they publish it across several of their platforms in this case. They have articles where they've shown, like, some of the things in the past of Cheyenne. And there's actually one article that has, like, the old Sears that's now 2 doors down, and, like, all kinds of stuff like that. And in that article, they did link the source of the Leclerc Jones photograph collection. So You could find it if you wanted to. Worst case, if you couldn't find it with what other info I've given you. But I think you could. I think with the other info, I think you could. Emphasis on think, because I don't remember for certain if you can. But I think you can. I think you can. It's been a while since I've had to look it up. But there's another cop. Hi, cop. Are y'all patrolling? Okay. What's the status over here? I haven't seen anything new happening over here on the Ziggy's. There's supposed to be another Ziggy's Coffee over here on the right, but I haven't seen significant change. It looks like there might be a new pile of dirt, maybe. Was that pile of dirt there before? I can't remember. But, like, besides that, nothing new. They at least ripped out everything else from the gas station. The sidewalk's closed, so I'd imagine they're still going to do this Ziggy's Coffee location. I'm not sure if it's owned by the same franchisee or not. I think so. They own the other two, but I'm not sure. And I don't know if maybe they would try to move the Yellowstone one over here, or if they'd keep both. I don't know. Like, to me, it kind of would make sense if they did do that, but I don't know if that's how they would do that. A little bit weird jot over. It's wild to think there used to be houses all along the right side back there, where that bike path is now. It's wild to think there used to be all kinds of people's homes over there. I'm not exactly sure what the reason was for removing it. I did a little research on that because of kind of doing a certain video. Wanted to do a little research on it, trying to find out what was up with that. And I couldn't find out much about why they didn't keep the houses there. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if it's because they wanted the drainage ponds or what. I'd assume the drainage ponds, because the whole area is now pretty much drainage area. But they ended up installing bike path regardless. So I don't know if it was more for the bike path or more for the drainage. I'd imagine more for the drainage, but I could be wrong. But it's wild to think there used to be all kinds of homes there. It really is. Oh yeah, someone was saying something about airplanes being abandoned over here. I don't know where at over here, but somewhere around this airport, apparently there's like an airplane graveyard, so to speak. Like, apparently you can't explore it really, you can't go up to it, but you can see the planes from the parking lot. That's what somebody said. I don't know where exactly that point is, but apparently that's a thing. I don't know where exactly that is, though. I don't know. This is another road where I could easily see someone going 50 miles an hour down here, not even thinking twice about it. I definitely could see it happening. I don't know if it has happened. It would not surprise me if it has. But I could definitely see someone going down here 50 miles an hour, not even thinking about it. I could definitely see it happening just because of how wide this road is and everything. Up here, I guess it's not as big of a deal since you don't got as many pedestrians, but you kind of do, though, because you do have some pedestrians that use the sidewalk to the right of us. Oops, I don't need my signal. What am I doing? I can't help but wonder if somebody's flown forward through this curve because they didn't see it. I do get the feeling that at some point somebody didn't see this curve and flown through it, but I don't know. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they haven't. If not, that's a good thing, but I do wonder. I definitely do wonder. Alright, scooters. 3 more of them. Maybe we'll see about finding a spot to wrap up. Maybe. Converse. Go on, car. I'm kind of excited for Clean Eats. I've never heard of Clean Eats till now. But Clean Eats is going into the Blue Diamond Center thing over at Blue HQ. God, I almost said HQ. You don't need to put emphasis on the H, bro. Anyway, I'm kind of excited to see what that's like, because I've never heard of them up to this point until I saw them coming in here, obviously. Apparently their idea is promoting the healthier food, but I don't know. I've never tried them before. So I'm kind of hyped to see what that's like. Okay, nobody's coming. Kind of hyped. But I'm also still kind of hyped for shoestring fries. Like the inside's still not. And they got framework inside of there. Wow. They got framework inside of the Clean Eats. It's not going to be too much longer for it to open. I bet it's open by this summer. I don't know. Maybe worst case fall. But I'm willing to bet summer. Seeing that they already have framework in there. They already got their sign up. They literally just got to do their work. Like, they just got to do the work. That's it. Nice thing for them is the building was already up, so they didn't even have to think about the building itself. They just have to think about the inside. Ah, bumpities. Bumpities. Bumpity, 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 bumpity. Got a lot of bumps on this road. It's not as bad as the parking lot, though. That parking lot was bad. Jesus. I knew the holes were there when we were going through the parking lot over at the Shyam Plaza, but I kind of forgot where exactly they were, and with it being so dark, I couldn't see them until I got up to them. And it's like, Jesus, I was still going slow, and I still felt them really hard. Like, I had to slow down even more, and it's like I was already idling. Like, Jesus. They do need to get their parking lot fixed there, because that is kind of a problem. Man. Oh, golly. Omaha and Henderson. There's a yawn. Oops, make sure I hit this stop all the way. There we go. Maybe I shall wrap up at where we started. Maybe I shall. Stop sign. Oops, I should have been in the left turn lane. Oh well, we'll go on the frontage road. Sparks Road. It's kind of a frontage road. Even this road is wide. It's so wide that there was one day recently where we were doing the speed limit, 45 down Lincoln Way. And there's someone going in the same direction as us on this frontage road. And they actually passed us on this frontage road because they were going so quick. And it's like there's no signage, so it'd have to be a 30 mile per hour limit. But yet they were going fast enough to go faster than us at the speed limit. That one scared me. A little bit of a pothole there. Missed it barely, but it's okay. It's like, again, like, need to do better with road designs. That's another thing too. I at least find it confusing. I'll say it that way. There's a senior residence over here, a huge senior apartment style of complex. I think they're technically condos, but either way, you know, for seniors, and they're expected to build some new ones. There's actually been, I think approved plans for a new expansion to that area. And it's like, you don't even have a sidewalk for anyone to get anywhere. So everyone there pretty much has to have a car. And it's, I mean, there's some old people who just aren't going to be able to do that. They just aren't going to be able to do it at all. I should have turned sooner, but that's okay. You know, like there's just some people who just are not going to be able to drive, and there's going to be at least some that choose to intentionally not drive. And it's like, because you have it set up that way, maybe it's not entirely their fault, right? Like maybe there's a little bit of blame on near other landowners, and also even maybe in the city in that way. And maybe even it's not something that's thought of. I don't know. Maybe it just hasn't been thought of yet. So you know what? If it hasn't been thought of, then so be it. Here's it being thought of. They should have some kind of bike path that underpasses from under Ridge Road or something. Or at least takes you up to the intersection of Ridge Road, at the very least. So that way the people can actually go through there. Like, you know, they can walk over to this area and at least shop or eat over here without so much concern. And that way it'd be good to have some kind of sidewalks going through this plaza too, for, you know, like actual proper infrastructure, instead of forcing people to walk or bike with cars here. Granted, cars aren't going to be speeding through here as much, right? Like, it's a parking lot, so people are going to be going slower, but still. Like, I personally, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm absolutely stupid on that idea. But I think it would be a good idea for them to actually implement some kind of bike path through here or something to connect this area all up and make it really nice. So that way it's way easier for people there to get over here. And I mean, long term, you could maybe and potentially connect that to other nearby neighborhoods and stuff, right? And make it easier for everyone to just come over here if they want to and shop or eat or whatever, you know? Like, it's not terrible. You can kind of walk over here, but it's also, it is also kind of a pain, you know? Like, there's spots where the sidewalk isn't ramped. So if you're handicapped, you're kind of going to be forced into the street sometimes, unless you can get up on the curb. You know, like, I'm not trying to diss the plaza. I'm just trying to make the point that I think there's some ideas there that they should consider at the very least. They should at least consider the ideas of some of this, some potential expansion like that. I don't know. Maybe it has been thought. Maybe, I don't know if it's been thought of or not. And like I said, if it hasn't been, so be it. Then there's a thought. There's an idea. There's an idea if nobody's thought of it yet. Which maybe they haven't, because when that map was still public, I don't remember seeing any kind of plan for a bike path over here. We'll stop here because it's lit up a little better. But I don't know. Let me look at the chat and re-chat, because I know I've missed chats. Kind of interested to see what you guys are saying. It's quiet. I understand. For sure, exactly, yeah. I'm sure I'll get over it with time. Get over it with a dog passing and stuff, but it is something that just sucks. It just does. I guess we'll leave it right there. That's a more interesting shot. It's just something that just sucks. It does. It's just the way it is. And there's not much that I can do about it. What the fuck? Hold on a minute. It's a random car here. Okay, I think they turned their headlights on now. But when they were behind me, they did not have their headlights on. Let's see, is the chat frozen up, or are you guys just watching? If you guys are just watching, that's okay. Just want to make sure I'm not. Oh, okay. And turn. There we go. Hoping I'm not missing chats. All messages. Okay, I think I'm seeing them. I got the chat to refresh. I think I'm seeing them, so that's okay. Well, anyway. I know this was kind of a rambly stream. We just wandered around and did whatever we felt like and stuff like that. But it is getting later, and I do want to wrap it up. So, like I said, no video this Sunday. There's not gonna be enough time for me to get a video filmed and edited in that time. So hopefully a week from Sunday there'll be a video. Next Sunday though, there will be the Cycle Sunday, Cheyenne Cycle Sunday. Check it out on social media, Facebook and Instagram. You can also find the Blogspot page. Probably have better luck finding on is it Bing? I think it's Bing over Google. For whatever reason, Bing instantly ranks my blogger pages, or Blogspot pages. But Google, for some reason, kind of makes it a pain to where I actually have to go in and get it to see it, identify it, and then it'll kind of start implementing into the search. I don't know why it does that. And maybe it would eventually over time, but it's just that for some reason it takes forever. if it, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot there that I know I kind of rambled there and stuff, but maybe there's just a lot that I don't understand. I don't know. But yeah. Manuel Ferreira. It's going in. I'm in ears and new. You're new in the chat, you mean? Nice. Glad to see you. Welcome to the chat. On this channel, I mainly do lots of content around retail and urban exploration. But yeah, I know. You know what? Those of you who are regulars, what word actually better describes me? Is it better to say retail enthusiast or urban exploration? Because I kind of do both, right? Like I often explore abandoned places. I've done a video of this Family Dollar that's off to the right that you can't see right now. Both open and abandoned. But then again, I do focus a lot on retail. So is it more retail enthusiast or is it more urban exploration? That's the question of the day. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, my guy. Ferreira? Is that how you're pronouncing it? Ferreira? I'm sorry I butchered it. I am terrible with names when it comes to pronouncing them. I admit it. I suck. These days I have been focusing quite a bit more on the news side of retail, but I mean, I still want to occasionally do some abandoned videos and stuff, and that's something I kind of want to try and get back into again at some point. I know I got to kind of stick with Cheyenne now with my circumstances, but yeah. But yeah, as I was saying though, Cycle Sunday will be this Sunday, Cheyenne Cycle Sunday. Check those pages out. This Sunday at 3:30 Mountain Time over at the park by Bain Elementary off of, I think it's Adams Avenue. And 5th, that area. We'll just start there and just see what happens. Maybe people will show up, maybe people won't. We'll see. And again, next video won't be next Sunday, but maybe a week from Sunday. And we'll go from there. Notifications, email notifications, Patreon notifications, all that stuff will go back to normal starting with this Sunday. Just because I like to try and do the weekly notification spree. I need to set up a new form so that way people can sign up for email notifications again. I kind of set up a little bit, but I haven't finished it. So it's like, I need to do that, and then life happened. But that's okay. We'll try to get there. Maybe this week I'll try to get that finished and out, so that way people can do that. I like to do the manual email notifications because sometimes YouTube doesn't always notify you. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. But yeah. Errands. I don't know if I love or hate their AA team commercials. It's kind of funny and also kind of not funny too. I don't know. I guess I don't hate them. I don't know if they're my favorite commercial ever, but it's an interesting collaboration thing they're doing. I guess it's not terrible. I haven't seen one of those commercials in a little while either. I don't know why, but maybe it's because they have the TV on in there that I thought of it. I don't know, but yeah. Let's see, what else? Next live stream, I don't know when the next live stream will be. I do these pretty randomly anymore, because I haven't had as much time to think about it. And I mean, I guess on a little bit of an upside, I will have a little more time now to do a little bit more, but it's still going to be very limited just because of how my circumstances have become so complicated and stuff like that. I wish I had more control over them, but I don't. It's not really my choice that I'm limited in this way. So I can decide to change in this way or that, or do this or the other thing, but ultimately I'm kind of being forced to change. I don't have a choice anymore. Random rant. Random rant / ramble. Back in 2019, I kind of, in a way, in the back of my head, I had a feeling there was a chance at some point that I wouldn't be able to go out of town as much. At some point, I kind of had that thought in the back of my head. It was like, and even into start 2020, it's like, once 2020 started, it's like, okay, I need to focus a little more outside of Cheyenne, because if it happens, I kind of need the content. But seriously though, too, I kind of need the content. So it's like, when I had thought and, you know, did the thing, you know, did a little more focusing outside Cheyenne. Most of my content, like, if you look at the playlist for each city, Cheyenne will have more videos than any other city I've ever visited. But if you add up all the videos that aren't in Cheyenne, or at least right now, if I remember right, at least right now, it's more videos outside of Cheyenne than in Cheyenne. But that's probably changing as we speak, since I'm having to do more Cheyenne content. Good and bad. Maybe it means I need to do more local places. Oh, excuse me, it has a burp from earlier. But maybe it means I need to do more local places. I don't know. We'll see. I know I've had at least a couple of people now suggest to do food trucks. But I don't know. We'll see. That might be a topic for another day to look into. Let me know, though, if you would like to see that. Maybe I could do something like that. Kind of curious how I would do a video like that. Because it wouldn't be able to do it the same way I usually do other videos. I mean, I have my ideas, but things to think about. Definitely let me know on that. Either way, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, though. I do appreciate everyone who did jump into the live stream. I saw like at least 19 people at one time throughout the stream, so I appreciate everyone who did stop in. I do apologize for how things are kind of complicated right now. I'm hoping that at least I can do something to keep the channel rolling and keep you guys a little bit of entertained and also educated. Because I know there's a little bit of that too, because obviously I share a history of places, and I also document the current events. Current events are frankly just as important, maybe even more important in some ways, because it means I can document them, which is something I can't do for past events that I didn't capture. It's just the way it is. But yeah. All right, that's okay, Stand My Knees. I appreciate you coming in. It's late. What time are we at? Oh shit, 1 o'clock? No, why didn't anyone tell me it was 1 o'clock? Oh well, that's okay. I hope you guys were entertained though. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what's going on soon. And until next time, I guess I'll turn this around a little bit more. Let you guys see me one more time before this stream ends. Got my Optopolis hat on. These are in the merch store, by the way. Etsy. Is it optopolis.etsy.com? You can, and there's links in description too. You can find these. Pretty cool. I will give the company credit that did these. They did a pretty good job overall. But yeah. Other than that, though, special thank you. I guess I should also do that. Special thank you to my patrons and YouTube members who do support the channel. Make it a little bit easier to buy more gear and things like that. Better gear than what I have. Of course, maintain the gear that I have too. that's a thing that has to be done. But yeah, until next time, peace out. And